This is Lu Ming. He was a coder who worked 25/7 until he just croaked. But because he was a loyal fan of Infinity Manhwa, the heavens gave him a second chance. In this new world, there are countless paths to cultivation. But the one that fit him best was the card creator. Card creators are people who forge super OP energy cards. And, surprise, surprise, the process of creating an energy card is just like writing a line of code. With his coding skills, from inside his mother's womb, Lu Ming could code a set of badass armor. Or an even more insane upgraded version. Code an energy attack that one-shots his opponents. Code a totally sick army. He could even code himself a super hot cat girl. Damn, if this isn't the king of all professions, what is? Alright, no more messing around. Let's get started. Our story opens with a young man sleeping soundly. Suddenly, he jolts awake and frantically looks around. Where the hell is this place? He looks in a mirror and sees something strange. The guy in the mirror is some random dude. Not him. Suddenly, his head splits with pain. A flood of memories rushes in like a tidal wave. I remember now. I think. I kicked the bucket. My name is Lu Ming. I was a programmer. Not only did I have to work 25 hours a day, I also had to deal with all sorts of brain-dead requests. Because the product manager changed the requirements at the last minute, I nearly died from overwork right at my computer. I'm hoping our smart app can change color based on the user's mood. When they're happy, a cheerful red. When they're sad, a gloomy blue. When they're aroused, it should turn purple. And when they're horny, pink. As I recall, I was working late into the night as always. My head felt like it was about to split open. Then, my brain just seemed to snap. My consciousness started to fade. At that moment, I couldn't help but wonder, when the product manager comes in tomorrow morning and pats my shoulder, and find my body already cold, will he be scared enough to piss his pants? Thinking of this, he lets out a long sigh. Looks like, not only did I die, but my soul transmigrated into the body of another guy also named Lu Ming. Well, if that's the case, I'll just let the past be the past. New body, new beginning. Hey, this isn't half bad. Suddenly, a stream of uncensored, full HD videos appears in Lu Ming's mind. Are these the memories of this body? It feels like a video archive of his entire life that I can watch anytime. Lu Ming, 16 years old, a student at the local vocational and technical academy. Comes from a good family. Parents are healthy. Has an older sister. The basic stats aren't bad. So why did he end up at a technical academy? Suddenly, Lu Ming's eyes light up brighter than headlights. A gorgeous, sweet-looking girl catches his eye. This is his older sister? This sister is way too beautiful. I'm sold. Wait a second. Why is it that every time I think about this sister, I get this weird feeling? The next moment, he flips over. The mattress cover. A whole collection of comics about resourceful older sisters and their lucky little brothers appears. Lu Ming is horrified. What the hell is all this? But thinking about it, it makes sense. He's just a kid, and with a sister who looks like a goddess. It's normal to have these kinds of strange thoughts, especially for a teenager going through puberty. Suddenly, he turns to look at the other side of the room, a battlefield littered with trash. Judging by this mountain of tissues, the original owner of this body must have gone at it 20 times a day. Our boy is speechless, digging back into the memories. The original Lu Ming knew his feelings were wrong, so he decisively ran away. He came to this faraway city to become someone exceptional, so he could help his sister with things. That's why he chose to become a card creator. But wait a sec, a card creator? What the hell is that? That's when Lu Ming finally realized. He'd been transported to another world. The energy in this world was so dense that it had given rise to countless cultivation professions. Some live for the thrill of bloodshed and visceral, close-quarters combat. Others preferred the mysterious and the arcane, mastering supernatural arts. And among them, to put it simply, a card creator could take abilities, illusions, various images, and so on, and seal them all into a blank card. Once created, the card could be used by anyone. And if a card creator was powerful enough, they could seal anything inside. Seal anything, huh? That sounds badass as hell. The card right in front of Lu Ming was his original card. The original card is the foundation for every card creator. You use it to capture an ability, as long as that ability's energy level is lower than the card's own. Then, you transfer that sealed ability into a new card. Isn't this just like burning a CD? Hey, we're practically in the same field. After all, both jobs will probably kill you from overwork. It seems the only card-making technique the previous Lu Ming managed to learn was how to make a one-star energy card. An energy card sounds like some kind of internal power source. Kind of like chakra. Mastering this is like mastering the fundamentals. Not bad. This is the first step on my path to becoming invincible. Not long after the original Lu Ming arrived in the city, his older sister came to visit. The kid was scared out of his mind. So, to protect what little pride he had left, the kid took out a high-interest loan from a loan shark and opened a card shop. He became a small business owner. The mention of a loan shark made Lu Ming break out in a cold sweat. He scrambled for his phone to check the loan details. The second he unlocked it, all the color drained from his face. A $1 billion loan. Staring at the endless string of zeros, he could only weep. So this kid borrowed that much money just to open a damn shop? I've never even seen that much money in my entire life. Wait a minute. Don't loan sharks require collateral? What could this kid possibly have to offer? He immediately dove back into the kid's memories. The collateral was a whole folder of incredibly cute photos of Lu Ming in drag, the kind that would drive any guy absolutely wild. Lu Ming felt his world tilt on its axis all over again. Are all the kids in this world this messed up? Loan sharks. Compromising photos. I've had more than enough of this crap. If I can't pay it back, those guys will leak the photos everywhere. They'll send them to my parents, all my relatives, and every single friend and classmate I have. And just like that, I'll be utterly ruined. My life will be over. He was absolutely livid. He unleashed a Super Saiyan kick on the door. What the hell is going on? Dying from overwork as a programmer in my past life was bad enough. I get a new body, a new identity, only to be stuck with an even more pathetic existence. But since he kicked the doorknob, he just broke his damn foot and howled in agony. The kick, however, knocked the door ajar, piquing Lu Ming's curiosity. He stepped through the doorway. Cards were neatly displayed on a counter. So this is the little shop that kid practically sold his life for? When he opened the front door and stepped outside, he was even more stunned. The street was a bustling cityscape, filled with futuristic technology he'd never seen on Earth. Same product, different prices. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy one, get 100 free. No need to bargain. No need to haggle. I'm practically giving him away. Every card is on sale at a shocking price. Lu Ming panicked for the billionth time that day. No wonder the kid could only scrape by selling one-star energy cards to pay his debt. With competition this fierce, it's a miracle this shop hasn't gone out of business already. Just then, a couple walked up to the counter. "Excuse me, shopkeeper. Can you make custom illusion cards here?" The woman tugged her partner's sleeve. "Let's go check over there." A tiny shop like this? No way they do custom work. Oh, you're right. Lu Ming was like a hermit from the mountains, completely clueless about what an illusion card was. Suddenly, his phone buzzed with a notification. You have one unread message. He opened the message, and a large figure popped up. "You little punk. You've got 15 days left. If you don't pay up, you'd better get ready to sell that ass of yours." A little later, he decided to examine the structure of an energy card. This is the blueprint for a one-star energy card. All I have to do is trace the lines on the blueprint, and I should be able to create an energy card. Come to think of it, I can already sense the card-making process from this kid's memories. I just haven't tried it with my own hands yet. Might as well give it a shot. First, take out a blank card. Then, channel the energy in my body through the pen's tip and slowly into the card, creating the intricate pitch-black patterns. This patterns template is just a simple algorithm of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, just like in basic programming. This is way too easy for me. It's just programming, but in a different world. And with that, he completed the final stroke. Instantly, a one-star energy card formed. He stared at the useless piece of junk in his hand, utterly speechless. It's completely useless. Relying on one-star energy cards won't solve a damn thing. 15 days. Even if I made cards for 20 hours a day, the most I could earn is 100 yuan. Does this mean getting my ass wrecked is the only option left? Tears streamed down his face at the thought. Game over. Lost in thought, he was startled by a voice from behind him. "Brother Lu," a chubby guy appeared, looking him over. "How's business lately? Man, let me tell you, you're really something else. Seriously, it's scorching hot today, and you don't even have the AC on? I'm about to turn into a roasted pig in here." For those who don't know, this is Zhang Xiaoping, an illusion card master, Lu Ming's classmate from the Technical Institute, and ranked dead last in the illusion card department. Hearing the words illusion card master, a bold idea instantly sparked in Lu Ming's mind. An illusion card. His face lit up. Welcome. I was just thinking about you. Your timing is perfect. Brother Lu, thinking about me won't do you any good. I'm totally broke myself these days. I can't help you pay off your debt. Xiaopeng, what are you talking about? I just need you to help me make an illusion card. Huh, no problem at all. Now we're talking. The fatty struck a cringy pose and continued speaking. Given how close we are, I'll give you a 1% discount, which means I'll only charge you 99% of the cost. Lu Ming's face twitched in annoyance. This damn idiot. So our friendship is only worth 1%. So, Brother Lu, what kind are you looking for, huh? The sophisticated older woman type? Lowly? Or maybe the queen type? All right, BDSM will cost you extra. Let me see. Get your mind out of the gutter. Who asked you to make all that crazy stuff? I need you to make me an illusion card of fruit. The fatty was completely baffled. His face was a giant question mark. Fruit? That's a pretty intense fetish you got there. Lu Ming then sketched out a design. These have to follow a specific rule. Down here, they shouldn't appear all at once, but gradually. Got it. And they should slowly speed up, getting faster and faster. What's the point of an illusion like this? Products are supposed to meet a customer's needs. Who is this thing of yours supposed to satisfy? You wouldn't get it. Anyway, making this should be simple for you, right? It's not that simple. Child's play. Even a first grader could do this. Just then, the big guy unleashed his power. A bloodscape instantly took shape. This should be right, yeah? Yep, absolutely perfect. Start compressing it. The big guy took a drag from his cigarette. You sure you can handle this? I'm good, bro. Bring it on. You sure there won't be any problems? Listen to him. You don't trust me, kid? It's not like this is some giant fireball or a meteor. Even if it fails, it's not going to blow up in your face. What the hell are you so scared of? Like I'm scared. I'm just worried you won't compress it properly, and you'll waste my energy. I'll still pay you even if it fails. Well, you should have said so sooner. Immediately, the big guy tossed the spatial mass toward Lu Ming. As the spatial mass flew toward him, Lu Ming got into position, an energy card in one hand, the other forming a formation seal, and his third hand smashing that like button. The moment his hands came together, the energy card and the spatial mass merged into one. Lu Ming looked at the card in his hand, his heart filled with anticipation. This is the first card I've ever created. I'll call it the Watermelon Illusion card. The big guy seemed less than convinced. This kind of bloodscape is useless. It's not even as good as my little yellow cards. Who's going to buy this? You don't need to worry about that. Here, the money's been transferred to your account. You're not even going to ask me to stay for a meal? We got some expired instant noodles. Want some? I never should have given you that discount. Bye-bye. Just as he was about to leave, the big guy paused. Hey, bro, I don't know what you're planning, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. 10 days later, on a bustling street, a handsome, pink-haired guy walking with his girlfriend noticed a crowd up ahead. Look at that crowd of people up there. His girlfriend said, looks like something's going on. Is it another death match? Want to go check it out? Babe, the guy took her hand. Let's go. Let's go take a look. The couple, a man standing 1 meter tall, holding hands with a girlfriend twice his size, made their way toward the gathering. In the crowd, a person was shouting into a megaphone. Step right up. Step right up. Don't miss out. Just $100 for a single try. For $100, you can't lose. And you won't get ripped off. But what you can buy is a chance to improve your strength. And so, our man was out marketing his shop's new product. This is the secret of a mighty, self-made grandmaster. He once used this very method to train. His incredible reaction speed allowed him to endure far longer than any ordinary person. He held up the newly crafted card for everyone to see. This is, without a doubt, the first ever cultivation card in history. It can completely revolutionize your reaction speed. It'll make you more efficient, bigger, stronger, with more stamina. Anyone who can last for 100 seconds will win a prize of $10,000. Don't hesitate. Come and take the challenge. Everyone, it's only $100. The people in the crowd started to murmur. The first cultivation card? It can improve your reaction speed? You guys really believe this? And you get 10 grand if you last 100 seconds? For real? Someone should go try it. A hand shot up from the crowd. I'll try. Lu Ming looked toward the source of the voice. Seeing a brawny man, he called out. Now that's a real man. Welcome, welcome. This way, my good sir. Please follow me into the shop for the experience. The man looked bewildered. Huh, I'll take it. Suddenly, someone shouted, Hey, hey. Lu Ming looked down in the direction of the voice. It was a very short, pink-haired man standing right in front of him. He snapped angrily. You got eyes in your head? Who the hell are you looking at? Lu Ming let out a laugh. Haha, my mistake. Welcome, my good sir. The man gave him a cold stare. Let me get this straight. I have the money. Your 10,000 is nothing to me. But if this little illusion of yours is just some cheap trick to scam your customers, I'll report you to the Consumer Protection Agency. Lu Ming winked back. My dear sir, how could you say such a thing? We're an honest business, and our reputation is everything. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. All right, let's begin. With that, he pressed the start button. The circle around the man lit up. Illusion Pod 14 initiating scan. Watermelon Ninja illusion. Countdown commencing. Please remain still. Moving may result in errors. 4, 3, 2. The man closed his eyes, waiting. When he opened them again, his face fell. What was this weird feeling? He found himself in a strange, enclosed space. He looked around for a moment, then started cursing. This tiny room is completely empty, and it's covered in some kind of mosaic pattern. This has to be some kind of beginner's toy. No, it's even worse than that. Inside this box, the four walls are just ladders, slides, and planks. It's all just a bunch of random junk thrown together. The more he looked, the angrier he got. What kind of garbage illusion is this? This crap is going to make my eyes bleed. That's it. I'm reporting this place right now. I'll have this dump shut down. But before he could finish his thought, no, wait. It wasn't just one. Dozens of them began raining down all at once. The man had no choice but to start smashing them. Word of mouth travels fast. A few hours later, a massive crowd was swarming and shoving in front of Lu Ming's shop. Is this the place? It's so small. Yeah, this is it. Whoa, look at all these people. My buddy told me I had to come check this out. I saw it on the news. So what the heck is in this illusion anyway? No idea. An illusion cultivation card. Never heard of anything like it. Guess we'll have to try to find out. Hurry, let's push our way in. The crowd surged forward, pushing and shoving. Hey, can't you all get in a proper line? A girl cried out. Ack, you're squishing my chest. They were practically fighting to throw money into Lu Ming's pockets. Let me try. It's my turn. I was here first. Boss, I'll pay extra. Let me go first. I'll pay 10 times the price. Let me go. Staring at the mountain of cash in front of him, Lu Ming's eyes practically turned into dollar signs. He called out with a brilliant smile. Everyone, please form a line. One at a time, please. Meanwhile, in a high-rise building in the heart of the city, a man was calmly sipping his tea. He was Qian Shunkai, the owner of the largest card creation chain in all of Qingming City. As he watched the news report, a look of surprise crossed his face. Watermelon Ninja. A cultivator. A card like this exists? This is the first I've ever heard of it. His two subordinates, standing nearby, replied. That's right. Once the game starts, watermelons will continuously fall from the sky. And if you get hit by a watermelon 3 times, the training session ends. So far, the highest score is only 34 seconds. They handed the compiled statistics to Boss Qian. As of right now, in just a few short hours, that newcomer, Lu Ming, has already made nearly 10,000 coins with this card. And that number is still climbing. Qian Shunkai exclaimed in shock. What? 10,000? His shout was loud enough to startle the sleeping tiger awake. The hand he held his teacup with trembled. The illusion seems simple, but it's incredibly creative. It's entertaining. It plays on people's competitive nature, their desire to one-up each other, and their consumer psychology. It has it all. Plus, he only lets people experience it. He's not selling the card itself. He even knows how to use hunger marketing. The man's got guts. Since when did Qingming City have a talent like this? His 2 men also chimed in with praise. Never heard of him. Yeah, Lu Ming. Never heard the name before. Qian Shunkai set down his teacup. His mind raced with calculations. A mere 1-star illusion card is causing such a huge stir in the city. This is a business opportunity. No, it's more than just an opportunity. If this card can make such big waves here, it can definitely make waves elsewhere. If I can get my hands on this card and give it to headquarters, and then roll it out nationwide, then my request for a promotion, the more he thought, the more delighted he became. Hif, get the car ready. The balding man had made up his mind. I must have that card. Elsewhere, a muscular man was practicing his punches. This was Boss Chun, the owner of Chun's Cards, Qingming City's largest local card shop. After hearing his subordinate's report, he remarked, "How interesting. So, old Qian is already making his move. Normally, a major flagship chain like his wouldn't care about such a tiny shop. It seems this business is more interesting than I thought. Are you sure the shop owner, Lu Ming, is only a novice card creator?" His subordinate replied, "Yes, I'm absolutely certain." He clenched his fist. "Very good. Immediately find out which illusionist Lu Ming has been in contact with these past 2 days." Night falls. A long line still snaked out of Lu Ming's shop. After the last customer finished their experience, Lu Ming announced to the remaining line, "Sorry everyone, the last card's been used up. That's it for today." The crowd grumbled in disappointment. "No way. It was finally my turn. I've been waiting in line for hours." They began to disperse, but not before shouting back to Lu Ming, "Hey boss, we'll be back tomorrow. You'd better have more cards ready for us." He replied, "You got it." All the customers left. Lu Ming grinned from ear to ear. Once those guys go home and spread the word, and the hype builds overnight. By tomorrow, the hype for Watermelon Ninja is going to absolutely explode. He turned and walked back inside, excited. Time to clean up, then close shop and get some rest. Suddenly, someone stepped into the shop. "Hello, anyone here?" Lu Ming turned around and replied, "I'm sorry, but we're all out of cards for today. Come back tomorrow." The first thing he saw was a real, live tiger. Lu Ming was so startled. "Ahem. Hello. Boss Qian stepped forward and spoke to the beast. "Easy now, stand down." Then he turned to Lu Ming and introduced himself. "You must be Boss Lu, I presume? My name is Qian Shenkai. I'm the owner of the Yi chain shops in this city." Lu Ming recognized the name. The Yi chain, the largest chain of card creation shops in Qingming City. He quickly plastered on a smile and greeted him. "Oh, welcome. Boss Qian. To what do I owe the pleasure? My humble little shop is truly honored by your presence." Qian Shenkai replied, "The pleasure is all mine. You could say the Watermelon Ninja wind blew me here. Boss Lu, you truly are a young man with great prospects." That would be a fine compliment. If he wasn't stroking his tiger while he said it. Lu Ming shot him a dissatisfied look. Hey, what's the big idea talking to me while staring at your dog?" Qian Shenkai corrected him. "This is a tiger. Is there a difference?" Qian Shenkai stepped closer to him, getting right to the point. "We're both businessmen, so let's not beat around the bush. I'll offer you 10,000 to buy the design blueprint for your Watermelon Ninja illusion card. What do you say?" Lu Ming's brow furrowed at the mention of 10,000. "Boss Qian, are you joking? My shop's profit from today alone already surpassed 10,000. And you're offering to buy me out for that much? You sure know how to do business, Boss Qian." Qian Shenkai was silent for a moment, then replied coldly. "The principle of it is sound, yes. But reality isn't so simple. Your Watermelon Ninja creation is extremely simple in its construction." He picked up a card from the ground and showed it to the young man. "You are very smart, I'll give you that. You don't sell the card. You sell the experience. But a card this simple, based on the descriptions from those who've tried it, how long do you think it would take me to replicate it?" "How long?" Lu Ming asked. Qian Shenkai held up the card, a triumphant smile spreading across his face. One day at the most. If I invest a little more, I could probably have it done in a few hours. By my calculations, the total R&D cost would be no more than 20,000. And I'm sure there are plenty of others thinking the same thing. By tomorrow, all sorts of knockoff versions of the Watermelon Ninja will be everywhere. By then, the design in your hands will be utterly worthless." Lu Ming's shock grew with every word. His face went pale as sweat dripped down his brow. How can this be? He was devastated. He collapsed, falling to his knees. "I was counting on this card to turn my life around. How am I ever going to pay off my debts now?" Qian Shenkai continued his cold lecture. "This is the world of business. It's a battlefield. Fortunes change in the blink of an eye. Winner takes all. You can get rich overnight, or lose it all just as fast. It's cruel, but it's also exhilarating. It's just that this kind of thrill is a luxury only the successful can afford to enjoy." He walked over to Lu Ming. Crouching down, he offered him a business card. "Here's my card. Call me when you've made your decision. But you'd better be quick about it. I'll only wait for 2 hours. After 2 hours, your blueprint won't be worth a single cent. And by then, it'll be too late for regrets. I'll be taking my leave." With that, The man and his tiger turned and walked away. Lu Ming looked down at the business card in his hand. Then he ripped it in two. A smirk played on his lips. Regret? Not a chance. Everything is going according to plan. A moment later, little Fatty burst through the door. Brother Lu, we're in trouble. I saw Boss Qian from the Yezi chain leaving your shop. Lu Ming replied calmly. He wanted to buy the design for Watermelon Ninja. Little Fatty asked, you sold it? Lu Ming answered. Nope. It's a long story. Anyway, what brings you here? Little Fatty explained in a rush. Listen, Brother Lu. This is bad. Boss Zhang Chun from the Chun Pin card shop came to see me personally. 10,000. He offered 10,000 for the illusion design method for Watermelon Ninja. Lu Ming glanced at Little Fatty. Someone came looking for you, too? Of course, Little Fatty replied. Then he boasted proudly. Your pal Fatty has been navigating the scene for a while now. I've finally made a bit of a name for myself. But I turned him down. Even if I'm broke, I'd never sell out a friend. What a timeless, unwavering friendship. Contrary to what Little Fatty expected, Lu Ming grabbed him and shook him so hard his brain nearly rattled loose. Are you an idiot? You want to buy it, so you should have just sold it. You just threw away 10,000 bucks, man. Little Fatty was on the verge of tears. Brother Lu, but isn't this your unique, secret formula? Lu Ming sighed, clutching his head. I lost my cool. After some explanation, Little Fatty exclaimed in shock. What? It's going to be replicated everywhere by tomorrow. Lu Ming leaned back in his chair and replied casually. That's right. I only prepared 300 cards over the past 10 days. The whole point was to sell them all in one go today. He glanced at Little Fatty. I just didn't realize you were so stupid. No, I mean, so righteous. Hurry up and contact that Chunping guy. Sell him the illusion design and make some cash. Otherwise, it'll be worthless by tomorrow. Startled, Little Fatty replied. All right, I'll go right now. But after a moment, something still fell off. He turned back and asked Lu Ming. Wait a minute. Then why didn't you sell the design to Boss Qian? Lu Ming replied mysteriously. As for that is a secret I cannot reveal. After a whirlwind day of explosive popularity for Watermelon Ninja, car masters big and small were already creating countless knockoffs based on its design. And as for Lu Ming, its creator became a household name. On Dozen, a challenger appeared. A couple of hits, and they go flying? It basically just bots. I want to challenge Lu Ming. Me versus Lu Ming. Just me versus Lu Ming. Meanwhile, pretty girls are trying to shoot their shot. Brother Lu Ming, we want to be your disciples. Please reply to us. And then there was the bombshell streamer who went live with an invitation. Lu Ming, I could have your babies, you know. Meow, meow, meow. The comments immediately exploded. Give me a break. First you were thirsting over that pretty boy. Now you're after my boss, Lu? I hate fake boobs. If you don't like it, get lost. Why are all the celebs live streaming instead of making movies these days? The bait is way too obvious. This isn't even fun to watch. On the news channel, experts were discussing Lu Ming. Today, we've invited two of Xia Island's most authoritative car masters. Let's hear their thoughts on Lu Ming's Watermelon Ninja design. One of them commented, based on my analysis, this recent hype is purely a matter of luck. It was a complete and utter fluke. Lu Ming, this person has no real talent. It's like they say, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. And sometimes, two blind squirrels find the same nut. The others just follow the crowd. Professor Zhuang was right. It was a complete coincidence. There was no technical skill involved whatsoever. Still, for him to publicly release the design, he certainly knows his own limits. Elsewhere, a mysterious group convenes. The success of the Watermelon Ninja card. This illusion is the key. Too bad he's not a true illusionist. The Watermelon Ninja card blew up, but ultimately, it uses no advanced card crafting techniques. Therefore, I believe this craze was a complete fluke. There's no need to pay this person any special attention. I agree. This trend only demonstrates his talent for business. Nothing more. A tall, masked figure stands in the center of the room. Screens surrounding him display the faces of the other members. The masked man listens to their discussion, then lets out a chuckle. Haha. Using the least amount of energy, the lowest star rank of car master, and the most basic illusionary structure, to be able to combine such crude materials and create a card with this level of ingenuity and cause such a massive stir. Haha. The man wears a mask with two horns and a robe embroidered like an emperor's. He speaks in a low, rumbling voice. On the contrary, this old man is quite interested in him. I hope fate will allow us to meet one day. On another film set, the cameraman starts rolling. A woman, wearing only a man's dress shirt, slowly undoes the buttons one by one. Just as she reaches the last one, the image suddenly blurs. Lu Ming pops into the frame, holding an ice cream cone and reciting the ad copy. This ice cream cone's refreshing chill will instantly cool you down. Cool from the inside out. Everyone, come and try it for yourselves. He hands the ice cream to the actress. It really is so refreshing. The director yells, "Cut." Okay. One take. Perfect. He then showers Lu Ming with praise. Boss Lu, you're a true professional. Is this really your first time shooting a commercial? You're way better than those pretty boys who are all looks and no talent. Your presence is just on another level. Lu Ming replies humbly. You're too kind. I still have a lot to learn. I hope you'll continue to guide me. The director bursts out laughing. Haha, Boss Lu, you're far too modest. Lu Ming brings up the real reason he's here. So, the payment for the ad. The director replies instantly. Don't worry. The transfer has already been sent. Finally, payday. Lu Ming gives a satisfied thumbs up. Staring at the zeros on the screen, Fatty is absolutely floored. Holy, a payment of 500,000 has been received. We're rich. We're rich. Brother Lu, that was absolutely brilliant. Fatty starts calculating their future. Getting famous and shooting commercials is way easier money than selling cards. Why would we even bother with the card shop anymore? I'm quitting as an illusionist. From now on, I'll be your full-time manager. Lu Ming laughs and plays along. You got it. Let's set a small goal first. Earn 100 million. Then we'll just deposit it all in a bank and live off the interest until we die. He then abruptly changes his tone, jabbing a finger at Fatty's face. Dream on. Lu Ming explains calmly. This kind of thing is just for generating hype. And hype dies down fast. To stay relevant, you have to constantly create new buzz. You have to keep the hype train going. But right now, I don't have any good ideas. So for now, we have to go back to focusing on the card shop business. Fatty's excitement immediately deflates. Oh, is that it? Oh, man. Well, whatever. Your debt is all paid off. And I got a piece of the action, too. We even made a nice little profit. Plus, 2 e-commerce sites want you to shoot some sales videos for them tomorrow. Fatty asked Lu Ming how he even came up with the idea of making sales videos. He replied, it's all about using your brain. Too bad you don't have one. Hearing that, Fatty could only laugh. Huh. Yeah, you're right. I never would have thought of this. He turned and said, Brother Lu, it's getting late. Should I call a car to take you back to the shop? You should get some rest. We got an early start tomorrow. Lu Ming looked up at the sky and answered, No need. You go on ahead. Having just arrived in this world, I haven't had a chance to really see it yet. Fatty was completely confused. Just arrived? Realizing his slip of the tongue, Lu Ming gave an awkward laugh. Huh, just a slip of the tongue. A little later, Fatty got in a car and headed home. See you tomorrow. After saying goodbye, Lu Ming smiled as he took in this new world. The debt that the old Lu Ming left behind is finally taken care of. I even have a decent amount of savings now. This world has so many things my old one didn't. But at its core, it's not so different. The pursuit of fame and fortune. The winner becomes king, and the loser is cast as the villain. It's all the same. He walked through the heart of the city, taking in the strange architecture and unfamiliar vehicles. If my past life is now nothing but dust, then from now on, let's see what I, Lu Ming, can do in this new world. 1 month later, in a desolate, ruined wasteland, a guy with a bowl cut picked up a fragment. He examined it with a grin. Sweet. The pattern on this thing is pretty intricate. Might be able to sell it for a few bucks. His 2 companions immediately crowded around. Let me see. Let me see. Back off. Go find your own. Who knows, you might even find a whole one. Amidst the rubble lay countless corpses, and card fragments scattered everywhere. Night fell over the city. Lu Ming and Fatty were heading back after finishing work. Lu Ming said to his friend, Can you go return this car for me? If we don't, we'll be charged for another full day once it passes midnight. Fatty was surprised. Brother Lu, didn't you say you wanted to buy this car? Lu Ming replied, Can't afford it anymore. It's been a week since anyone's hired me for a shoot. We need to cut back on spending. Suddenly, a voice called out to him, Brother Lu, you're as cool as they say, but you're also as cheap as they come. Lu Ming turned toward the voice. It was the guy with the bowl cut, waiting for him. Boss Liu, I've been waiting for you for a long time. He recognized him immediately. It's Manhwa, a local thug from around here. He usually hangs out in the outskirts. The original Lu Ming ran into him a while back and got bullied and extorted a few times. Lu Ming stood his ground and warned him. This is the middle of the city. Aren't you afraid I'll call the cops? The thug panicked. Whoa, hold on. I'm not here to cause trouble. Then he got straight to the point. I got a couple of treasures I'd like to show you, Boss Liu. I'm sure you'll be interested. Manhwa handed him the items he'd found. Lu Ming looked down at the objects in his hand and froze. These are card fragments. Manhwa told him to take a closer look at the patterns. I should take a closer look at these. For all sorts of reasons like battles or failed experiments, a lot of cards get destroyed and turned into fragments. Normally, when a card is destroyed, its encryption is ruined along with it. That's why so many card makers study the patterns on these fragments, even though these are just two small pieces of a card. Judging from these complex patterns, that it definitely didn't come from an ordinary card. He picks up one of the fragments. This triangular one is especially interesting. The two of them step inside Lu Ming's shop. He asks the kid where he got them. The kid just shrugs. Found him, of course. Just scavenged them. He starts to tell his story. A couple days ago, there was a huge battle out on the border. Lots of people died. And obviously, a ton of cards were destroyed too. I just happened to pick these two up along the way. Take a look at these patterns. I'm sure they're extremely valuable for research. So, what's your price? If it's right, they're all yours. Lu Ming tells him he needs a moment to think. He strokes his chin, lost in thought. This stuff, at most, I'd pay 20,000. I'll start with a lowball offer and see what happens. He then forces a smile and names his price. 150 apiece. What do you say? The Mangosteen kid answers immediately, without a hint of hesitation. Okay, it's a deal. He snatches the money and bolts out of there. Lu Ming's face falls. I've had a really bad feeling I just got scammed. This is so weird. Later that night, he sits down to study the two fragments. After a short while, he slams his fist on the table in a rage. You've got to be kidding me. The encryption on both of these cards is perfectly preserved. It's completely impossible to break. I can't even determine their star level or type. They're basically worthless junk cards. He clutches his head, cursing. Damn it, I was totally played by that little Mangosteen punk. I'm such an idiot. The impact sends one of the fragments flying, landing right next to the activator machine. Seeing this, Lu Ming suddenly has an idea. What if I cut a slot into a blank card, and then embed the fragment inside? Then I'll just stick it in the activator. I wonder if that would even work. Well, nothing to lose by trying. He hits the activation button. A ring of light appears, but then, nothing. Lu Ming slumps in his chair. No reaction. Figured it wouldn't work. Suddenly, he feels a soft breath on the back of his hand. Startled, he whips his head around. Standing before him is a stunning, scantily clad woman. Lu Ming lets out a gasp. Holy crap. It's a summon card. The woman shoves him hard, sending him sprawling to the floor. Whoa. Wait a second. I'm not ready for this. Not yet. She climbs on top of him. His hands begin to shake uncontrollably. I know this is just an illusion, but isn't this a little too forward? I'm not sure I can handle this. Can you just give me a second? The woman just smiles. Her short skirt rides up, revealing everything. She takes his hand and places it on herself. Lu Ming's face flushes a deep crimson. My nose. I think I'm going to have a nosebleed. This feels so incredibly real. Is this some kind of high-level illusion? If I'd experienced something like this in my past life, I wouldn't have died a virgin. So this is what heaven is like. His mind goes completely blank. Come on, hurry up. A wicked smile plays on the woman's lips. She reaches over and quietly picks up a nearby knife. Lu Ming shuts his eyes tight in anticipation. He pulls his shirt open, inviting her to do as she pleases. He has no idea the woman is now holding the knife high above him, ready to plunge it straight into his heart. The dagger was just inches from the man. He closed his eyes, a blissful smile on his face. Suddenly, the card fragment flashed with lightning. The illusion and the girl vanished. Lu Ming opened his eyes. He scowled when he realized she was gone. What the hell? What just happened? She disappeared right at the good part. Damn it. The card fragment's energy wasn't enough to sustain the whole illusion. That's just cruel. I was just about to get it on. This damn ripoff. There's no way this was a fragment from a battlefield. This is obviously a broken piece of some used trial P card. He looked up at the table. That's right. There's still one more piece. He picked up the triangular fragment to examine it. The patterns on this triangular piece looked way more complex than the last one. So, this probably isn't the cheap stuff. He imagined a whole line of hot girls coming to embrace him. A wave of bliss washed over him. This is what heaven must be like. He slotted the triangular piece into the white card and activated it. All right, I'm definitely not closing my eyes this time. After he activated it, the space around him suddenly began to distort. He gasped in surprise. Whoa, why is the reaction so intense this time? Something about this feels wrong. He looked at his hand and saw it was warping. What is this? My body's twisting all over. A moment later, he fell into a desolate wasteland. Nailed the landing. Lu Ming clutched his head, grumbling. What the hell was that? I feel like my guts are about to spill out. He suddenly looked up. A giant red monster was staring right at him. The ground was littered with monster bones. He froze in shock and confusion. Holy, where the hell am I? Wasn't this supposed to be the fun card? The monster opened its massive jaws, about to swallow him whole. He immediately tried to talk his way out of it. Big bro, this is all a misunderstanding. The monster lunged forward but flew right past his head. Lu Ming ducked, then whipped his head around in surprise. Turns out, it was charging at a red figure in the distance. Looking closer, it was a sleek, elegant black cat. Its entire body radiated a red light. It stared coldly at the charging monster. Then, it leaped onto the monster's body. The black cat opened its mouth. Red energy surged out, forming the face of a giant, roaring cat. The ultimate technique, ghostly wail. The black cat dove down the monster's body, slicing it in two. Lu Ming's eyes went wide, his jaw hanging open. He was too stunned to speak. The monster crashed down, sending him sprawling to the ground. The cat leaped over to him. It stared him down. Though it had the form of a black cat, the oppressive aura it gave off left him paralyzed. Lu Ming lay motionless on the ground. This pressure, it's overwhelming. It feels like a colossal beast is pinning me down. He imagined a giant cat holding him down with its paw. If I make the slightest move, show even a hint of aggression, I'm afraid I'll lose my head. So I have to handle this calmly. He sat up and reached out to pet the black cat. Meow meow. Hey there, konnichiwa. He widened his innocent eyes and smiled. You can tell by my face I'm totally harmless. I'm just passing through by coincidence. It must be fate that we met. I was wondering, could we be friends? The black cat gave him a cold look. Lu Ming continued. After all, you can never have too many friends. It leaned in, studying his face with a scrutinizing gaze. Suddenly, cracks appeared in the space beside them. They both whipped their heads around to look. Lu Ming was overjoyed. Yes, the energy it was consuming was time. Sorry about that. All that nauseating crap I spouted earlier, it was just a stall for time. He falls into a fractured space. He doesn't forget to wave to the cat. Bye-bye, kitty. Oh, right. One more thing. I actually hate cats more than anything. Haha. Back on the street. The sidewalks are bustling with people. A light shines from Lu Ming's shop, followed by a slight tremor. The crowd looks around in confusion. What was that? An earthquake? Was that a ghost? Inside the shop, the card containing the triangular shard is emitting black smoke. Exhausted, Lu Ming gasps for breath. He angrily slams his fist on the ground. Damn it. I almost died back there. That was too close. What the hell kind of messed up card was that? That little mangosteen punk isn't getting away with this. Suddenly, a noise. Lu Ming looks behind him and sees the black cat from before. He's horrified. Hey, you've got to be kidding me. The black cat turns to him, its golden eyes glowing. Lu Ming is stunned. This thing, it came out of the illusion. How can something from an illusion cross over into the real world? The cat lunges at him. Lu Ming frantically tries to explain. Hey, big bro. I am a cat lover. For real. His eyes widen in shock. The black cat shoves itself into his mouth, leaving only its tail visible. Lu Ming's face turns pale. Once the cat is completely inside him, he lets out a choked sound. Then he collapses, unconscious. He opens his eyes. He's standing in a strange, otherworldly space. Beneath his feet is a surface of water. All around him is the vast cosmos. Lu Ming's body is translucent. He looks around, then at his own hand. So this must be pure energy. It feels so familiar. Could this be my sea of consciousness? The Sea of Consciousness is where the origin card is stored. It is the most vital place for a card creator. It holds nearly all of their power. All of their abilities are channeled through this place. It's every bit as important as the human brain. If anything were to happen to it, the card creation system would completely shut down. It could even be life-threatening. He furrows his brow, wondering why he was suddenly pulled into this core space. Could it be? He runs, frantically looking around. Oh crap. My origin card. My origin card. Where's my origin card? Please, don't let anything have happened to it. After a moment of searching, he spots the origin card. There. Found it. But next to the origin card, the black cat was already sitting there, as if it had been waiting for him all along. The black cat lets out an angry screech. Now, Lu Ming is truly terrified. Whoa, easy there, big guy. That's my lifeline you're messing with. Big fella. Papa Bear. The cat isn't listening. It takes a bite out of his origin card. He freezes for a moment. Then, he charges forward in a rage. Arg, you damn beast. I'll kill you. The black cat merely glances at him. Instantly, dozens of arrows fly towards him, pinning Lu Ming's spiritual body in place. He opens his eyes again, only to see the cat's tail, now a razor-sharp point, aimed right at him, just an inch from his nose. Lu Ming flinches, and then freezes completely still. Sweat pours down his face. Its tail softened back to normal and coiled back. The black cat stumbled and fell. Two vortexes formed, centered on the man and the cat. The black cat lay on the ground, whining in pain. Taking a closer look, Lu Ming saw the wound on its leg. He smirked. So it got hurt during our fight in the illusion, and the injury looks pretty serious. This is a godsend opportunity. He walked over to the black cat and reached out his hand. Its gaze no longer held the same ferocious power. Lu Ming looked into its eyes and suddenly dropped to his knees. He smiled, extending his hand to heal the black cat's wound. Mr. Cat, I don't mean any harm. Don't be so tense. My energy is too low right now. This probably won't do much, but it should at least ease the pain a little. The black cat watched him, as if contemplating his offer. Lu Ming told it not to move. Almost done. He glanced up at his original card, which now had cracks spreading across its surface. He touched them, wincing. Damn it, it actually cracked. I wonder if this can even be repaired. He turned back to the black cat. Here's the deal, Mr. Cat. Listen, if you need a place to recover, feel free to stay here. I have absolutely no problem with that. But I'm a little weak myself, and I definitely can't afford to take another hit on this thing. After all, if I go broke, it'd be a pain for you to have to move again. Right? He leaned in, trying to strike a bargain. With it. So we have a deal then. If you agree, just nod. Does silence mean you agree? You agree, don't you? Elsewhere, the man known as Manhwa was beaten to a pulp. He was sobbing. I've told you everything you wanted to know. The broken card fragment you're looking for, I really don't know anything about it. I've sold dozens of broken fragments recently. I really can't remember. Before him stood a mysterious figure, completely cloaked in black. Only a single, piercing blue eye was visible. A giant monster stood beside them. Manhwa knelt, begging for his life. Please spare me. But before he could finish his plea, the monster crushed him with a single stomp. The mysterious figure stared at the black cat card in his hand, a triangular piece missing from one corner. So I was too late after all. This card was once revered because of you, and now it's completely lifeless. His blue eye stared intently at the card. Where in the world did you go? Who stole you from me? The next morning, Lu Ming stretched with a satisfying groan and stepped out the door. What a beautiful new D. He didn't get to finish the thought. A crowd and several cranes were gathered right in front of his shop. He gasped in shock. What the? The card shop across the street is running a huge promotion this early in the morning? How's anyone else supposed to compete with that? He then overheard the people nearby talking. What happened here? This place got robbed last night. I heard all the security guards were killed. How could something like this happen in the middle of the city? I know, right? The scariest part is that in one night, nearly every single car in the shop was stolen. Lu Ming was stunned. I heard even the Yeezy chain store got hit. The crowd stared in horror at the wreckage being cleared away. No way. Who would dare rob a store this big? They say the guy who did it is terrifyingly powerful. He can summon a Kuruma giant. He can shatter a whole wall with just a wave of his hand. With that kind of power, even if the enforcer showed up, it'd just be a suicide mission. Lu Ming looked at the shops around him. Fatty Dong's training center is gone, too. even old hay from the underworld. A shiver ran down his spine. Is this world really this chaotic? That was terrifying. I slept in a shop last night. If Lu Ming had returned to his shop, he wondered why his was the only shop left unscathed. Seeing a figure behind him, he called out, "What brings you here?" Fatty grabbed his shoulder. "Relax. I'm not here to hustle you today. I've actually got good news for you." Lu Ming scoffed. "Huh? What kind of good news could you possibly have for me?" Fatty took out a notice. He said with a wide grin, "The school just sent out the internship announcements. I was worried no one would tell you, so I brought the sign-up sheet straight to you. When something good comes up, I always think of you first. That's what friends are for, right?" Lu Ming took the notice. He bowed a full 90 degrees to thank Fatty. The other boy scratched his head, embarrassed. "Hey, no need to be so formal. We're buddies, after all." Without a second thought, Lu Ming tossed the paper away, startling Fatty. "Hey, why'd you throw it out?" Lu Ming snorted. "Waste of time. Forget it." The Lu Ming of the past had participated in one of these internships before. They called it an internship, but in reality, the school was just selling its students to factories as cheap labor. He remembered how the Oldham had painstakingly mined a full cart of ore for the factory. In return, all he got was a casual remark from his head teacher. "Lu Ming, you get 5 academic credits." Fatty picked up the notice and said, "Brother Lu, this time the internship is at the famous Amira or mountain. Rumor has it there are enough energy stones there to power all the cultivators in the country for 10 years. I was hoping we could go check it out together." Lu Ming answered decisively, "Don't bother picking it up. I'm not going." Then he changed the subject. "By the way, do you have any combat cards that use around 60 energy points?" Fatty looked confused. "Around 60 points? What for?" Lu Ming's expression turned resolute. "You saw what happened. This market isn't safe anymore. The guards are completely useless. I need to practice making some high-level cards to increase my energy and get stronger." Fatty immediately started rummaging through his pockets. "Well, you've come to the right guy. Check this out." He pulled out a 1-star card. He introduced it with gusto. "This is a 1-star body card. Savage Charge. It's an attack type. Energy cost is exactly 60 points. Lu Ming asked how much it was. Fatty replied instantly. "For you, the friendship price. Only 998. After taking the money, he turned to leave. "Brother Lu, if you need anything else, you know who to call. Bye." Lu Ming held the card and decided to look it up online. He was shocked when he saw the price. What the hell? The blueprint only costs 1,000, and a single card is just 50. And he sold it to me for the friendship price of 998. Lu Ming gritted his teeth in anger. Fatty Zhang. That little punk scammed me again. Whatever. It's more cost-effective to just buy the blueprint anyway. I'll settle the score with him next time. Lu Ming studied the blueprint as he drew a new card. The energy fluctuations for this card aren't that big, but making one still takes the same amount of energy as 3,000 watermelon ninjas. The high-speed acceleration feels much faster. He drew one after another. In the end, he had made 9 cards. That's all the energy I have for today. Lu Ming considered the results. Tap. The effect is actually pretty good. My energy increased by 0.0. He stared thoughtfully at one of the cards. The effect is decent, but to keep practicing, I need more energy cards to recharge it. The cost would be way too high. Besides, even if I made these cards, they wouldn't be easy to sell. What a waste. Suddenly, Lu Ming remembered something. Wait, I've got it. I can use the activation machine to trigger the skill, and then use my core card to seal it for encapsulation practice. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Encapsulation requires 60 points of energy. That's exactly how much energy I have. He excitedly ran over to the activation machine. Encapsulation requires you to perfectly time the moment the ability erupts. Then, the core card has to strike at that precise instant. Only in that one moment can you successfully encapsulate the skill. If you're off by even a fraction of a second, you can fail. He placed a Savage Charge card on the activation machine, especially with cards that have massive damage output. One tiny slip, and the card creator could be wiped out along with it. To become a powerful card creator, you have to master the art of encapsulation. Inside the illusionary realm, Lu Ming muttered, "Core card. Where's my core card?" A raging bull was charging right at him. Lu Ming's face went pale with terror. "Are you kidding me? I'm gonna die. Core card." He clasped his hands together, holding the card between them. He finally let out a sigh of relief. Encapsulation successful. That was way too close. Scared me to death. He observed the result. He was confused when he saw the card was almost completely obscured. What the hell is this thing? Why did it turn out like this? Don't tell me that cat chewed it up and broke it. He looked closely at the back of the card. The pattern on the back matches the design template. There's nothing wrong with it. So when the world happened, unable to figure it out, he went online to search. Source card. Card face. Divide. Amplify. Segmented encapsulation. Due to the overwhelming power of certain abilities, high-level card creators developed the segmented encapsulation technique. Just as the name suggests, it involves encapsulating an ability in multiple separate parts and then combining them together. Lu Ming was stunned. He wondered, did I just get incredibly lucky? I hit the jackpot. He decided to try again. He activated another Savage Charge card. This is the Bull Charged. Lu Ming used the encapsulation technique. Back outside the illusionary realm, he opened his hand to look at the card. The moment he saw it, he cheered. It worked. This pattern is magnificent. This is a work of art. The two bull cards really did fuse together. He clenched the card in his fist. With a joyful expression, he called out to his cat. You're the best, buddy. So this was the gift you gave me. I love you, man. Somewhere a black cat sneezed. Then it dawned on Lu Ming. That's right. Segmented encapsulation can only seal one ability. But my core card can repeatedly seal the same ability. In a flash, it split the card face into 7 sections. Which means Lu Ming took out the remaining 7 blank cards. He used segmented encapsulation on them one by one. Seal. Seal and seal again. Each card had a different level of coverage. Soon, they were all complete. He then immediately fused them into one. He shouted with excitement. Whoa! After fusing 7 bull cards, even the pattern has been synthesized. The very first card of my career. The card revealed the image of a cute, chibi-style bull. Lu Ming's face fell. Is this some kind of mistake? What the hell is this thing? Why did it turn into this goofy-looking thing? Don't tell me the fusion failed. This card costs 300 energy points. Lu Ming felt a wave of disappointment. Damn, I'm not even strong enough to use it yet. Still, just by making one card, my own energy only went up by a little. My cultivation speed is 100 times faster than a watermelon ninja's. He stared at the card in his hand, lost in thought. I have no idea how powerful it is, but a 300-point energy cost is pretty impressive for a 1-star card. Next up, I just need to raise my base energy to 300. He held the card up to the light. Now, what should I name this thing? Lu Ming wondered. A few days later, the Amira or Vein, south of Qingming City, at 4,800 meters above sea level, lies the place known as the Glory of Qingming. Over 300 mines are scattered across this region. At the residential energy or processing plant, the bus carrying the student interns finally arrived. This is where we'll be doing our internship. Everyone, grab your luggage. Time to get off. The students stepped out, their eyes wide with wonder. Whoa, my first time at a processing plant. I'm so hyped. The air is so fresh up here. I brought a ton of snacks. Perfect for a mountain picnic. Missin, look at him. Is he here for an internship or a field trip? Hey, you. Don't think I can't see that game console in your bag. You'd all better hide your snacks and game console as well. Missin warned them sternly. Hide your snacks and games. Because I won't go easy on you if I find them. Missin, a 3-star elementalist. 25 years old, 5'9". The students followed her inside. A boy from the back of the group called out. Missin, I heard they have high-end entertainment facilities here. Is that true? She turned and replied. That's what I heard. But this is my first time here, too. The other students began to chatter excitedly. High-end facilities probably aren't free, are they? You never know. We'll find out on the tour. A blond boy, hiding behind the bus door, stared at Missin. He gazed at her with an infatuated look, hearts practically shooting from his eyes. He mumbled her name under his breath. Seeing this, Lu Ming snuck up behind him and whispered in his ear. I like her a lot. The blonde kid jumped and whipped around. Lu Ming just gave him a friendly wave. But the boy flew into a rage. You want to die? He started to summon his power. Lu Ming froze, his face turning pale. Okay, maybe I took that a little too far. He subtly reached into his pocket, his hand closing around his wild bull card. Ready for a fight. The tension between them crackled. But suddenly, another voice cut in. What are you two still doing dawdling on the bus? They're about to assign the dorm rooms. Missing wants you two to hurry up and join the group. Hearing that, they both stopped. The blonde kid shot one last glare before hopping off the bus and storming away. Lu Ming got off too, letting out a quiet sigh of relief. Phew, that was way too close. He turned to the boy who had just intervened. Hey man, thanks for the save back there. The other student was a white-haired boy named Xiaoyu, former pro sharpshooter. 17 years old, 5'9". He gave Lu Ming a cool glance and replied, Don't mention it, but if I were you, I'd stop messing with him. When that guy goes nuts, even I know to stay clear. Lu Ming grunted, taking the advice to heart. His eyes then fell on the bow in Xiaoyu's hand. That looks pretty expensive. But why is there only one arrow in your quiver? So what was that guy's name? Lu Ming asked. Chang Liang, Xiaoyu replied. The Chang for extraordinary, and the Liang for brilliance. The two walked inside side by side. They chatted as they went. Interesting. I'm Lu Ming. Second year. I'm Xiaoyu. First year. My class is Divine Archer. Lu Ming was about to introduce his own class when he was cut off. You were holding quite a few cards in your hand just now. You must be a card creator, right? Lu Ming was surprised. You even figured that out? The students gathered around the dining tables. They stared in awe, practically drooling. Whoa, hey look, even the food is tiered. They even have the legendary cultivation meals. I'm dying to try a bite. Looks like the dorms are tiered too. The highest tier even gets you access to a training chamber. Here, cultivation meals are made with the meat of spiritual beasts and powerful spiritual herbs as ingredients. Eating them provides immense benefits for one's cultivation. A training chamber is a room specially prepared for cultivation. The energy inside is incredibly dense. It allows for extremely fast cultivation speeds. They saw someone playing a game. The others couldn't help but gasp in amazement. Oh my God, they even have virtual reality gaming rigs here. And it's the top-of-the-line model. This is a simulation gaming device. I hear you can find anything and everything in this simulation game, including the legendary hotties. The instructor snapped his fingers, drawing the students' attention. All right, everyone, here at the resin factory, we believe in taking care of our workers. All you have to do is mine energy stones during your internship and exchange them for points. 100 grams of energy stones gets you 1 point. You can then use those points to trade for all kinds of services and perks. The more you work, the more you earn. The sky's the limit. The instructor cheerfully pointed towards the mine entrance. As long as you have enough points, you can enjoy it all. The students immediately erupted in cheers. It's that simple. All we have to do is mine. I'm going to crush this. I'm going to mine this whole place dry. Leaning against the wall, Lu Ming watched the kids and let out a chuckle. What a bunch of adorable little rookies. Xiaoyu, standing beside him, asked curiously. You seem pretty calm. Have you been here before? Lu Ming smiled. Yep. I came here once during my first year. You're pretty calm yourself. Xiaoyu replied nonchalantly. I'm just trying to look calm. On the inside, I'm already boiling over. I'm super hyped. My grandpa once told me that a real man must remain completely unfazed, even if a mountain crumbles right in front of him. Lu Ming glanced at him warily. This guy, it's hard to tell if he's being serious or just messing around. You can't see through him, and his intuition is incredibly sharp. I need to keep my distance from him. With that thought, he walked off on his own without another word. I absolutely cannot let him find out about my plan to steal the ore. Otherwise, the consequences will be unimaginable. A while later, instructor stood on a high platform, addressing the students below. All right, students, the first day of your mining internship is about to begin. Our slogan is, mine the mountain clean, mine the mountain clean, mine the mountain clean. Full of fighting spirit, the students below raised their pickaxes and shouted. Afterward, they all boarded the vehicles and set out. The interior of the mine was divided into two areas. The outer section was the quarrying area, while the inner section was a complex network of tunnels, crisscrossing each other. And even deeper inside was the extraction zone, an area that had not yet been fully developed. Each student grabbed a basket and spread out to start mining. Shang Liang picked up a stone. Another point for me. Someone nearby praised him. Nice one, Shang Liang. You've already got a full basket of energy stones, and it's only morning. Good heavens. Does mining require a special talent, too? Shang Liang shot the person a scornful glance and said, You're doing all right, I guess. Hey, look over there. There's still one guy who hasn't mined a single stone. Yeah, only second-year failures have to do this kind of internship. Following their gaze, Lu Ming was completely unbothered, happily slurping his instant noodles. The taunts and judgments continued. He even brought instant noodles with him. Is he worried he won't be able to mine enough energy stones to trade for a single meal? The other students noticed him too and started to laugh. No way. Did he really not get a single one? I saw him fiddling with one rock for 2 hours, and he still got nothing out of it. Huh. This guy's got to have a screw loose. After they'd had their fill of laughter, they packed up to leave. Quitting time. This many energy stones is enough for me to trade for a cultivation meal. Let's go too. Even if we can't get a cultivation meal, it's still enough for a feast. But don't worry if you can't afford a meal. If someone couldn't even mine a single stone, they'll probably have to sleep in the quarry tonight. Huh. Suddenly, a girl walked over to Lu Ming. She was a beautiful girl with blue hair, and she asked him in surprise, "You really didn't manage to get a single one?" He scratched his head and gave a forced smile. Haha, how embarrassing. I still haven't gotten the hang of it. The girl leaned down and kindly shared her thoughts. Let me guess, you can't control your strength when you connect to the energy stones, so the link keeps breaking, right? I was the same way at first, and the more anxious I got, the more it would break. But if you calm your mind and focus your energy, it gets a lot better. For example, you could try thinking about something nice. Just let yourself relax a little. Lu Ming grunted, signaling he understood. The girl then offered him 2 stones. Here, take these 2. Go get yourself something to eat for now. Lu Ming was surprised, but he quickly thanked her. Then, the girl left. But she didn't forget to encourage him. Good luck tomorrow. I'm sure you can do it. Watching her walk away, Lu Ming thought to himself what a truly kind girl she was. He picked up the 2 stones, then stood up and stretched his stiff muscles. Finally, everyone's gone. In that case, it's showtime. With that, he immediately sprang into action. He ran over and grabbed a stone. I got a rough idea this morning. To absorb the energy, I just need to make contact with the energy stone. If that's the case, I don't need to dig them out at all. Then, while absorbing, I'll create the simplest energy cards. With one hand, Lu Ming absorbed energy. With the other, he drew and created an energy card. 1 card, 2 cards, and soon, a pile of cards began to form. Lu Ming proceeded to the next step of his plan. Once I've stockpiled enough, I can use the energy cards to replenish my own energy. Then, I'll expend that energy to create powerful bronze bull cards with their complex patterns. Absorb, or to create energy cards. Consume energy cards to create bronze bull cards. He repeated this process over and over. He quickly jumped from one energy stone to the next, draining each one completely. After a few hours, Lu Ming held a few cards in his hand and cheered. Awesome! I made this mini bronze bull card in just a few hours. The energy stones, which had once glowed with a blue light, were now a dull, lifeless gray. But in return, my base energy has increased by more than 30. Over 30 points. Lu Ming roared with laughter, overjoyed. But his laughter was cut short when he suddenly saw a group of people walking by. He froze on the spot. Did they see me? The line of people passed by without noticing him. At the end of the line was a pink-haired girl and a tall, burly man. Lu Ming stood perfectly still, watching the group pass. They must be the miners in charge of excavation, he thought. Shouldn't they all be resting by now? Why are they going back to work? A storm of questions brewed in Lu Ming's mind. Who are those 2 at the back of the line? They don't look like regular miners. Especially that girl, the one who looks about my age. She has a really unusual air about her. Suddenly, a frightening thought crossed his mind. These people, don't tell me they're here to steal or to. After a moment's thought, he decided to just grab his bag and leave. Forget it, whether they're here for the same reason or not. They acted like they didn't even see me, so they probably won't report me. Man, I'm exhausted. So sleepy. I should find a place to pitch my tent. I'll get back to raising my energy tomorrow. The next morning, the second day of the internship, a group of students walked along, complaining. Damn it, this whole thing is a total scam. Those fancy rest facilities are just for show. You want to rest? The cheapest lunchbox costs 5 whole points. At our current pace, we'd have to work 10 hours a day just to get a full meal. I'm so weak. This is bullshit. We can't even afford to eat properly, let alone buy those cultivation meals or use the training rooms. We're definitely reporting this factory when we get back to school. No wonder that second year brought instant noodles. He must have known about the tricks they pull here. If he just told us sooner, we wouldn't have gotten screwed over this badly. One of them spoke up to console the others. Come on, guys. Maybe it's just because it was our first day and we're not used to it yet. Once we get the hang of it, it might not be so tough. In stark contrast to their exhausted and dejected mood, and was full of energy as she led the way. Everyone, stop complaining. The goal of our internship is to get hands-on experience, to see what life is really like. Let's go. Seeing his idol rally the troops, Shang Liang felt a surge of newfound strength. He roared enthusiastically to the others. The teacher was right. We came here to train, not to sit back and relax. Everyone get fired up. His eyes burned with determination. Let's do this, everyone. His energy was contagious. The others started cheering each other on. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. They quickly ran to the mining spot from yesterday. They were determined to dig twice as much as they did before. No, 3 times as much. When they reached yesterday's spot, they froze, staring at the gray, energy-depleted stones. The group stood there, dumbfounded, asking each other, what happened? Are we in the wrong place? Is this really where we were mining yesterday? Meanwhile, with Lu Ming, he was heading to his next mining spot. After clearing out 2 locations, his energy had already increased by several dozen points. He looked at his card, his hopes rising. At this rate, I'll be able to break through the major 300-point barrier before the internship is even over. And then, I can finally use this card. As he walked on, Lu Ming unknowingly arrived at an area with a red sign. He looked up at it. Important construction site. Entry forbidden. I can't believe I ended up back here. He looked at the words danger. Keep out. A debate raged within him. I wonder if the ore in this extraction zone is richer. As for the danger, the biggest risk in this kind of mine is a cave-in, and the chances of that happening in an active extraction zone are definitely much higher than in the digging zone. But are there other dangers? TSK, should I go in and check it out? Or should I just turn back? After a moment of hesitation, Lu Ming made his decision. To hell with it. I'll go in and have a look. He had been walking through the extraction zone for some time now. To avoid running into any of the workers, he had to take all sorts of winding paths, staying off the main roads. But after all that twisting and turning, he had no idea how far he'd gone, and he still hadn't found a single or vein. What should I do? Maybe I should just go back to the digging area. A sudden noise shattered the silence, startling him. On high alert, he turned toward the sound. He saw a small tent, its lights still on. Lu Ming was surprised. What's a tent doing out here? Could someone else have the same idea as me? Trying to get a head start and cash in? He approached the tent. Who's in there? He called out. No reply. Without hesitating, he yanked open the tent flap. The moment Lu Ming looked inside, he was so stunned he couldn't even scream. Inside the tent, the blue-haired girl, Xing and Fatty Zhang were holding hands, dead to the world. The noise woke him up. The fatty slowly opened his eyes. Seeing Lu Ming, he jumped out of his skin. Lu Ming ducked into the tent and sat down. So what's all this? After a lengthy explanation, Lu Ming exclaimed in disbelief. So, you have a crush on that junior, Xing? The fatty replied, blushing. Yeah. To be honest, I knew this field training would be tough. So, I came prepared to comfort any of the disappointed junior girls and score a few points for myself in the process. Lu Ming just grunted. He reached out and squeezed the doll's cheek. Comfort them, huh? I feel like there's more to it than that. He shot a look at the fatty. Wow, this doll feels incredibly lifelike. You didn't, you know. The fatty frantically denied it. No, of course not. Me and the doll. Our relationship is completely pure. Lu Ming smirked. Why are you so defensive? I haven't even said anything yet. The fatty poured his heart out. I really like Xing, but I don't have the courage to get close to her. So I came up with this idea to get through the long, lonely nights. This feeling, Brother Lu, do you understand? Tears welled up in the corner of his eye. My very first tear, I saved it for you. A single scalding tear that burns my face. In response to the fatty's one-sided sob story, Lu Ming immediately slung an arm around his shoulder. My friend, I'm planning to make a new card when we get back. And I just so happen to need an illusionist. How about you come help me out? The fatty almost coughed up blood when he heard that. He complained, heartbroken. I'm over here pouring my heart and soul out to you. And you're being this cold? Lu Ming immediately threatened him. What? You want me to tell Xing about this? Tell her how much you like her, and that you made a life-size doll of her to sleep with? Don't. The fatty panicked, trying to stop him. He quickly started sucking up, massaging Lu Ming's shoulders. Brother Lu, it's just one illusion, right? No problem at all. I'll definitely help. Pushing his luck, Lu Ming brought up the price. The fatty knew his place. He could only grit his teeth and force a smile. For free. For a friend like you, it has to be free. Lu Ming was extremely satisfied with that answer. Now, that's more like it. All right. Do you know your way around this mining area? Know any spots with a major mineral deposit? The fatty led him to a particular mining spot. The place held a colossal amount of ore. Countless energy stones were packed tightly together, forming a shimmering blue sea. Lu Ming's eyes widened in astonishment. Holy crap, this is a real treasure trove. There's so much ore here. The fatty asked, so, is this enough for you? There was no time to waste. Lu Ming immediately ran towards the energy stones. He let out a joyful laugh. Ha, this is incredible. The energy here is at least 10 times purer than outside. Ting. He touches a nearby stone. I can feel the rich flow of energy. With a motherload of, or like this, I can hit my 300-point cultivation goal in less than 2 days. Lu Ming gazed at the sea of energy stones before him and declared, I'm setting up shop right here to cultivate. Eating, sleeping, the works. Nobody better bother me. Little fatty warned him. Lu, you gotta be careful. Don't let the miners find you. This place is really close to the next mining point. The workers at that site are on the job 24/7, non-stop. You really have to be careful. Lu Ming grunted in acknowledgement. Elsewhere, a team of miners was using machinery to dig deep underground. The pink-haired girl, Miss Gao, and the tall man beside her, Fu Hongming, stood by supervising. Suddenly, the crew's foreman gave an order. Everyone stop. He said to Miss Gao, we've reached the designated location. There's still nothing here. She seemed unconcerned. Please continue digging deeper. I'm counting on you all, the foreman exclaimed in shock. What? Keep digging? We're already at the mine's safety limit for depth. Going any deeper could destabilize the mine's support points. It could easily cause a cave-in. It's too dangerous. If an accident happens, we won't be able to answer to the company. Miss Gao gave him a cold look. If you can dig it up, I'll immediately pay you 5 times the originally agreed-upon price. Hearing 5 times, the foreman was stunned. On the 4th day of the mining internship, the students were too exhausted to dig anymore. They lay sprawled on the ground, complaining. This is killing me. I'd rather starve than dig up another one of these damn energy stones. This is the darkest moment of my life. This godforsaken mine. It's been 3 days, and I haven't had a single full meal. Teacher and suddenly asked them, Students, has anyone seen Chong Liang or Xiaoyu? A few students answered, Haven't seen either of them all day. And that second year who was eating instant noodles. Haven't seen him in days either. They probably couldn't take it anymore. And ran home. Hearing this, teacher inside. It's all my fault. This is my first time leading an internship group. I really didn't expect it to be this tough. Elsewhere, Xiaoyu and Chong Liang had split off in a group and gone to the mining zone. Chong Liang trailed after Xiaoyu, asking, Hey, this mining zone is off limits to us. Are you sure he would come here? I'm not. Hearing this, Chong Liang froze. Not sure. Xiaoyu gave him a cold look, but we've already searched our entire mining area. If he's still around, this is the only place he could be. Chong Liang reluctantly gave in. All right, fine. Just don't get me into trouble. I don't want to cause any more problems for teacher. And back with Lu Ming, for the past few days, he had focused solely on absorbing energy and creating cards. He counted his cards, starting from 268, then 281, and then cards 298, 299. After finishing the 300th card, he shouted with joy, Success! After 4 days, my cultivation energy has finally reached 300 points. I'm a damn genius. The trade-off was a patch of energy stones that had turned a dull gray. Looking at the card in his hand, Lu Ming thought with eager anticipation, I can finally use this badass bronze card. He took one out. Time to see how powerful this thing really is. Lu Ming raised the card. He raised his hand to summon the bronze bull, but before he could even utter the words, Lu Ming froze, staring straight ahead. Xiaoyu and Chong Liang had found him. Xiaoyu smiled, raising a hand in greeting. Lu Ming was frozen to the spot. Chong Liang immediately pounced, pointing an accusing finger. I knew you were no good the second I laid eyes on you. Just as I thought. You're stealing from the mine. Lu Ming's face fell. Damn, I'm screwed. He forced a laugh, trying to play it off. Huh. What a coincidence. Fancy meeting you guys here. I got lost. You guys lost, too? Shang Liang wasn't buying it. Cut the crap. Stop playing dumb. You're stealing or... You're so busted. According to Article 1356 of the National Mining Act, or whatever it's called. He glanced over at Xiaoyu, who just sighed. Xiaoyu picked up where he left off. Article 1356 of the National Resources Act states that all energy or is national property. Any individual who mines or appropriates it without express authorization, regardless of the quantity, shall be prosecuted for theft of national property. Shang Liang chimed in. That's right. Theft of national property. Lu Ming replied calmly. Look, don't go making baseless accusations. Stealing, or? Where's your proof? Xiaoyu reached into his pocket and pulled out his phone. Proof? Of course I have it. He gave Lu Ming a smug look. I figured you'd try to weasel your way out of this. So I recorded the whole thing from a distance. The entire process of you stealing the ore. Lu Ming stared at the phone, gritting his teeth. Damn it. Of all the people who could have found me, it had to be these two pests. How did you find me? There's no way you just happened to be passing by. Xiaoyu began to explain. I've had my eye on you since the very first day. The way you spoke back then, it was clear you knew a lot about this training exercise. And then you vanished that very same day. That's what first made me suspicious. I have very sharp instincts. Later, while mining, I noticed a pattern. The ore at the very entrance to the deposits was mostly waste rock. The waste ratio was about 15%. You're very clever. I'll give you that. A low waste-to-ore ratio like that wouldn't normally arouse suspicion. But as we dug a little deeper, the proportion of waste rock became higher and higher. In some spots, it was as high as 50%. I guess you underestimated the determination of this year's class. You never imagined we would dig this deep, did you? And finally, I found trash like instant noodle containers at these mining spots. So, when you put all the clues together, I was certain it had to be you. The mysterious second year. Senior Lu Ming. Lu Ming glared at him. So he noticed me after all. What a pain in the ass. He discreetly pulled out a card. Even though I have over 100 bronze bull cards now, my stamina is completely drained. My base energy of 300 points is only enough for one more activation. I'll have to risk it. If I fail, I'm going to prison. I have to get that phone and destroy the evidence. Lu Ming raised the card. Just as he was about to activate the bronze bull, Xiaoyu deleted the video. He smiled, holding up his phone. There. I've deleted the evidence from my phone. Shang Liang's eyes went wide. Wah! Lu Ming was also stunned, frozen in place. Shang Liang whipped around to face him. Why did you delete it? Xiaoyu answered nonchalantly. Because I just wanted to prove my intuition was correct. And the facts have proven my intuition is spot on. Oh yeah, my ass. You did all this just for that? There's definitely something wrong with you. Shang Liang started yelling angrily. Are you still trying to throw Lu Ming in jail? Xiaoyu asked. Shang Liang was speechless. He decided he had to report this to Officer In. As he turned to leave, Xiaoyu called out. There's no evidence anymore. Your word alone is useless. I am the evidence. Before Shang Liang could finish, a sudden tremor shook the ground. Dirt and rocks began to fall from the ceiling. They all panicked. What the hell is going on? Xiaoyu and Lu Ming stood stunned for a moment. Then, Xiaoyu quickly grabbed his bag and shouted at the other two to run. Quick, let's get out of here. Mines like this are prone to accidents. Something must have collapsed. What are you two spacing out for? The whole thing's gonna come down on us. More and more boulders rained down from the ceiling. They shouted at each other to be careful. Hurry up and run. Meanwhile, at the company headquarters, alarms blared through the building. Everyone was in a state of shock. What's happening? A worker's voice crackled over the radio from inside the mine. Quick, notify everyone topside. The whole mine is about to collapse. Deep inside, falling boulders had already crushed several of the workers. One of the survivors reported in a panic. Captain, Xiao Tang, Qiu Zi, and Lu Dao, they've all been crushed. The captain stood frozen, completely unresponsive. He just stared intently at what lay ahead. So that's what they wanted us to dig up, he mumbled. Miss Chow and her subordinate approached the object. The location was right on the mark, she said, satisfied. It really is here. We've finally reached it. The remaining workers all looked toward the source of the commotion. Before them was a sealed, glowing door. Back in a collapsing tunnel, Lu Ming and the others were running for their lives. Faster. Lu Ming urged them on. We have to get out of the mining area. This whole place could come down on us. Watch out for falling rocks. Shang Liang shot him a suspicious look. Hey, let me ask you something. Why did this place suddenly start caving in? This has to be your fault for trying to steal, or... Lu Ming shot back angrily. What the hell does this have to do with me? I haven't even swung my pickaxe yet. Of course, Shang Liang didn't believe a word of it. We'll see about that. You could try explaining that to Officer and... Lu Ming scoffed. Let's just focus on getting out of here alive first. But inside, he was starting to worry. Stealing is no small crime. I don't know if he really deleted that video or not. This Yayu guy is impossible to read. You better not be planning to pull out that evidence on me later. Back with the crew at the glowing door. Their captain had just received the payment he was promised. He turned to Miss Chow with a grin. All right, now let's discuss how we're going to split the treasure. She looked at him, surprised. What? He pressed on. You never said anything about digging for treasure before. This isn't about a little bit of money anymore. I just lost 3 of my men in here. Miss Chow countered coolly. This isn't a treasure trove. And whatever is inside is useless to you. He let out a sharp laugh. Uh-huh. The door isn't even open yet. How could you possibly know what's inside? Look, we're not settling this for the price we agreed on. Either we renegotiate, or I'll spread the word that there's treasure down here. I'm sure a lot of people would be very interested in what you've found. Miss Chow let out a long sigh. With a dismissive wave of her hand, she turned to walk away. If you're that determined to find out, then be my guest. Seeing that his threat had backfired, the captain panicked. Hey, are you serious? I'll really tell everyone. Miss, Fu Humming asked quietly. Are we really going to let him talk? She suddenly stopped. Then she gave a cold command. Kill them all. Leave no one alive. Fu Huangming mused to himself. Isn't this a bit much? But his expression quickly shifted to a look of pure satisfaction. He then advanced on the group of workers. The foreman began to panic. Hey, what do you two think you're doing? There's a lot of us, you know. Fu Huangming lifted him up by the head with one hand. His phone fell to the ground, shattering. He gave a light squeeze. The foreman's hard hat instantly cracked to pieces. The man begged for his life. We could talk about this. Let me go. Fu Huangming grinned with delight. I thought you said there were a lot of you? Miss Chow touched the door, only to be repelled by a layer of electrical energy. She realized a barrier was protecting the door. Of course, it wouldn't be this easy. Looks like I'll need to break a few things first. She frowned deep in thought. Just how do you open this thing? A worker was sent flying by the big man's kick, slamming into the door. She turned to look. The workers had been beaten to a pulp. He held one of them up by the head, seething with rage. Not a single one of them can fight. These weaklings are pathetic. No wonder they're stuck digging holes for a living. He then threw the man's body aside. It landed at the feet of someone nearby. That person screamed in terror. Oh, holy crap. Hearing the noise, Fu Huangming turned and walked over. Well, looks like one slipped through the net. Who's this little brat? He approached the cliff wall. Fatty Zhang was trembling, his hands clasped in prayer. He jumped in fright when he saw the man approaching. His face went pale as he raised a hand. Hey, have you had lunch yet? He dragged the fatty out and threw him to the ground. Miss, this fat kid showed up out of nowhere. Says he's a student intern. What should I do with him? Miss Chow replied. I've never seen a barrier design like this one. It'll take some time to figure out. In the meantime, you deal with the workers' bodies. Make it look like they were victims of mine collapse. We don't need any unnecessary trouble. As for our uninvited guest, bury him with the rest. The fatty was scared out of his wits. The big man happily replied, Okay. He started dragging the fatty away to dispose of him. The boy immediately yelled out, Wait, I'm a Yuan realm master. I know about the world behind this door. I've read about it in an old text, the Tianmin Xuanqi. This barrier is called the rat's tail concoction. I know how to break it. The young woman glanced at him. Fu Huangming also frowned. Rat's tail concoction? The fatty quickly explained. It basically means you're on your own. Normal barriers have passwords, secret keys, or calculations. But this one is completely different. The master who created this barrier was eccentric. The way to break it is something a normal person could never guess. These words caught Miss Chow's attention. She said, Tell me how to break it, then. If you can open this door for me, not only will I spare your life, I'm even willing to make a deal with you. Everything inside, except for one item, you can take whatever you want. Or, if you prefer cash, that can be arranged. The fatty asked, bewildered. Oh, really? Fu Huangming leaned in to assure him. Don't worry. Our young miss always keeps her word. After hearing that, Fatty decided to speak up. He began to explain with serious conviction. This barrier doesn't require any complicated tricks. You just have to hit hard. The person who originally broke this barrier had already tried every other method and failed. Finally, he got so pissed off that in a fit of rage, he unleashed 5 strikes of pure brute force. And it actually worked. The thing just opened. Miss Chow was stunned. She turned to the big guy. Third brother, give it a try. He cracked his knuckles. Brute force is my specialty. He clenched his hand into a fist and unleashed a powerful punch against the door. The force of the blow was immense, but in the end, the barrier remained completely unchanged. He turned back and said, "It's completely useless. Young miss, this kid is spewing nonsense." Fatty frantically tried to explain. Whoa. No, I'm definitely not talking nonsense. Just hear me out. Big brother, you're incredibly strong, no doubt. But a barrier this massive obviously requires multiple people working together. It's like playing an instrument. You need a sense of rhythm. You have to find the beat. Like this. Hey, does your family sell wine? Because just listening to you is making my head spin. The big guy's face grew darker and darker. Fatty quickly offered another suggestion. There are a lot of my classmates in the mining area. The big guy cut him off. Young miss, I think this kid is just stalling for time. Miss Chow frowned, lost in thought. The Tianmin, Xuanji. I've heard Master mention it before. A book like that really does exist. She stepped forward and addressed him. I'll trust you, but if you dare pull any tricks to try and escape, I'll kill you first, and all of your classmates will pay the price with you. I'm betting you wouldn't dare. Fatty immediately agreed. And no problem at all. Please trust me. I would never lie. That's what he said on the outside. But inside, Fatty breathed a quiet sigh of relief. I made that whole story up, but I'm so good, I'm almost starting to believe it myself. As long as I can regroup with the other students, I'll be safe. The other students might not be strong, but Missin is no pushover. She might look frail on the outside, but she's actually a 3-star elementalist. Even if Missin can't beat them, she can definitely buy us some time. That'll be our chance to contact the outside for help. When they see things are going south, they won't have the luxury of coming after me. I'll definitely be able to slip away. What a perfect plan. Fatty silently congratulated himself. Nice. I'm a damn genius. They say you're who you hang out with. Bad company corrupts, and good company ennobles. Hanging around Brother Lou lately has definitely given my IQ a boost. Back with the other two, Miss Chow ordered them to deal with the bodies first. Bury them all under the rocks over there. Meanwhile, with Lu Ming, the 3 of them had run to the mine entrance. Shang Liang was ready to tell Missin everything. Missin, Lu Ming, before he could finish his sentence, all 3 of them stared ahead, completely frozen. What happened here? The only exit has been completely sealed off. The group of students called out when they saw them. Missin, it's Shang Liang and Xiaoyu. Sheer was still trying to get a signal on her phone, with no luck. She reported back to Missin. Still no signal. We can't get in touch with anyone outside. The others were having the same problem. I don't have a signal either. We're completely cut off. What are we supposed to do now? Missin quickly tried to calm the students. Everyone, there's no need to panic. With an incident of this magnitude, the people outside are bound to know what happened. Since they can't contact us, they'll definitely send a rescue team right away. The good news is that no one was seriously injured, and we have plenty of supplies. All we have to do is wait patiently for help to arrive. Xiaoyu couldn't help but sigh. I just hope nothing else goes wrong. Shang Liang immediately shot him a glare. Don't jinx it. You and your big mouth. Xiaoyu turned away. All right. My lips are sealed. Lu Ming watched them, a frown creasing his brow as he thought to himself. What was supposed to be a good thing turned into a disaster. But this disaster might just be a blessing in disguise. Looks like they won't be reporting me, at least for now. But why do I have such an uneasy feeling? It's like I've forgotten something. He suddenly remembered someone. His eyes shot open in alarm. Fatty. Lu Ming frantically looked back into the mine tunnels. He's not with the group. Don't tell me when the mine collapsed. He was, suddenly, a beam of light cut through the darkness. Fatty and 2 other men emerged, walking toward the students. Lu Ming called out, overjoyed. Speak of the devil. You really have a way of showing up when you're on my mind. He jumped forward and pulled his friend into a headlock. Hey, You're alive, you little punk. I was starting to think you'd sacrifice yourself for the cause. Fatty struggled in his grip. Come on, Brother Lu. Don't jinx me like that. Lu Ming laughed and playfully squeezed his cheeks. All right, spill it. What in the world happened to make you look this filthy? Fatty hesitated before replying. Well, it's a long story. Lu Ming's eyes suddenly fell on the two men behind him. Huh, these two minors. I feel like I've seen them before. Fatty began to tell them everything that had happened. As soon as he finished, the other students rushed over, their voices overlapping with questions. A secret realm? Did you just say you found a secret realm? You really dug up a secret realm. No way. Talk about a blessing in disguise. No wonder the whole mine collapsed like that. So it was because a secret realm was emerging. Everyone asked excitedly. Where is it? Where's the secret realm? Fatty had no choice but to try and calm everyone down. Hey, just let me explain, okay? Qing Yi hesitantly looked to Mizan, unsure what to make of the secret realm. Shang Liang and Xia Yu also seemed skeptical that any of it was true. Lu Ming stroked his chin, lost in thought. A secret realm? Descriptions of them existed in his memories. They were the stuff of legends. So-called secret realms were essentially ancient tombs from other worlds, or the cavern abodes that powerful cultivators used for their secluded training. Over the eons, these cavern abodes, nurtured by immense energy, were perfectly preserved. They eventually formed true secret realms, grotto heavens, and blessed lands. Although most of the discovered realms are filled with deadly barriers and traps, the chance to obtain the secret techniques and priceless treasures left by ancient masters has driven countless people to enter them, only to die trying. Every time a secret realm appears, it sends shockwaves through the world, driving innumerable cultivators into a frenzy. He frowned thoughtfully. A money grubber like Fatty should be over the moon about finding something like this. But the look on his face, I need to get the whole story from him. When Fatty mentioned there was a barrier, everyone was taken aback. He told them sheepishly, to open the barrier, we're going to need everyone's help. The students immediately lit up with excitement. No problem. We can do that. I'll give it everything I've got. Me too. Hearing their enthusiastic replies, Fatty forced a smile. That's great. Having made it through the explanations with everyone, Fatty let out a sigh of relief, but he was already worried about what was next. I just didn't expect our way out to be blocked. This is a huge problem. Right now, all we can do is take this one step at a time. First, I need to buy us some time. Keeping these two killers calm is the top priority. Lu Ming sniffed the air. When Fatty turned to look at him, he jumped in fright. Lu Ming now stood with his hands clasped behind his back. He approached Miss Gao, sniffing the air like an old man. Seeing him get closer, she asked, "What do you think you're doing?" "It's nothing," he replied. "I just have a special ability, a keen sense of perception. In other words, my nose is incredibly sensitive." At the side, Fatty's face went pale. Sweat was pouring down his face. Lu Ming closed his eyes, taking it all in. "I can smell a faint perfume on you, and something a bit like osmanthus wine. And it's quite fragrant. But besides that, there's also your natural scent." "No, that's not it. It's the stench of blood." Hearing this, she shot him a fierce glare. But she quickly composed herself. His words made everyone turn to stare at the two strangers. The students started whispering amongst themselves. "The stench of blood? I don't smell anything. Was he a bloodhound?" "I heard all the miners with them were crushed to death, so it's normal if they smell a little like blood. But she doesn't have a single drop of blood on her." Fatty looked like he was about to cry. He complained under his breath. "Lu Ming, what are you doing? You're going to get me killed." The crowd began to look at the two with suspicion. All their colleagues were crushed to death, and they're the only two who are fine. They have to be hiding something, right? Lu Ming pressed on. "So, yeah, how about you explain that smell of blood, beautiful?" Miss Gao's hand was clenched so tight it was trembling. She glared at him. Her eyes glowed with a terrifying rage. But in the next instant, she bowed deeply, hiding her gaze. Even Lu Ming was surprised by this. She stammered, I'm sorry. It's just for the past few days. It's that time of the month." A dead silence fell over the crowd. Lu Ming never expected an answer like that. Some of the students blurted out, "Holy crap. A keen sense of perception, huh? Sounds more like a pervert sense of smell to me." "Yeah, seriously. What a trashy ability." With that, the group took off toward the entrance to the secret realm. "Hurry, let's get over there quick." Exploring the secret realm is what's important. First come, first served. The woman called out to them from behind. Everyone wait. Don't be so reckless. We still don't know what dangers are waiting inside. We should wait for the rescue team to arrive. But the students didn't listen and kept running. If we wait for the rescue team, the company brass will definitely claim the secret realm, and we won't get a piece of it. Let's go, let's go. The legendary secret realm. I'm coming. Wait for me. Lu Ming and Xiaoyu stood still, not moving. Xiaoyu turned to ask him. An incredibly sensitive nose, huh? I've never heard you mention that before. What kind of skill is it? Lu Ming chuckled. I've never heard of it either. I just made it up. I just want to test her to see if something was off. Oh, that was pretty clever of you. So, did you figure anything out? Lu Ming replied. I'm not certain yet, but I have a feeling this isn't as simple as it looks. They're definitely hiding something. What do you think? Xia Yushuan pondered for a moment. My ace's intuition is telling me. We need to stick close to the group right now. Lu Ming watched him run after the group and was left speechless. A moment later, the group arrived at the door. Whoa, so this is the mystic realm? Holy crap, this is definitely something else. Everyone stared at the door, their jaws on the floor. This is the first time I've ever seen anything like it. Well, of course it's your first time. What are we waiting for? Let's hurry up and open it. Hold on. Didn't they say it was sealed? We have to attack it to get it open. Then what are you waiting for? Let's get started. The fatty called out. Everyone, please calm yourselves. Pay close attention to my hand gestures. His hands moved with a light, graceful rhythm, as if conducting music. Follow my notes. Strike to my beat. Once we find a rhythm, we launch the attack. With this beautiful melody, the sealed door will open with ease. Everyone stared at him, stunned. The fatty began to conduct. Do, re, mi, fa. He twisted and swayed his body to the notes. Sol, la, ti. Do. His eyes snapped open. The fatty roared. Attack with everything you've got. Everyone, open this door. Countless rare and priceless treasures and legendary secret techniques are right before our eyes. At his command, everyone unleashed their full power. Let's go. Bring it on. One used lightning. Another, a chain whip. Each one roared as they unleashed their own power. Power up. Abracadabra. Ride the wind and break the waves. Hocus pocus. Unleash the beast. All their powers converged at once, slamming into the door. A deafening explosion echoed through the air. A blinding light filled their vision. When the light faded, the fatty stood in stoic silence. His epic, dramatic pose couldn't have been more perfect. And now, Brother Lu, save me, he wailed, tears and snot streaming down his face, desperately begging Lu Ming for help. After the attack, everyone stopped, eagerly awaiting the result. I'm completely drained. I'm out of juice too. All right, everyone stop. The door's probably been blasted open by now. The thick smoke began to clear. Everyone got a better look. In the end, the door was completely unscathed. A murmur went through the crowd as they all started talking at once. What's going on? How could this happen? I used up all my energy. Did we not get the rhythm right? Who was offbeat? Seriously, who wasn't following the rhythm? You really screwed us over. Damn it, what a waste of my damn energy. Master Fatty, what's the deal here? The fatty's face darkened. Sweating profusely, he spoke. Everyone, it's actually perfectly normal that the great door didn't open. Please, just let me explain. He suddenly dropped to his knees and confessed. I lied. I was just bluffing. I'm so sorry, everyone. I have no idea how to open this door. He bowed his head and apologized. The others were stunned for a moment, then began to curse him out. What? You damn fatty. You dare mess with us? Do you have any idea what an angry mob does? Get him. The little fatty tearfully tried to explain. Everyone, just listen to me. I didn't mean to trick you all. It was because you wanted some cash, right? Get him. What a complete waste of my energy. Everyone jumped in and started kicking the little fatty. Meanwhile, with the other two, the tall man spoke to the young lady. Young miss. See, just as I thought, that fatty was playing us for fools. What are your orders? Gao Shaojin instructed him. I'll figure out how to open this door. You can deal with the others however you want. But that guy Lu Ming, don't you touch him. I need him alive. After this is over, you'll bring him home. Fu Hongming was startled by her words. Bring him home? Young miss, do you like him? The young miss snapped at him. What are you even thinking? Her eyes blazed with fury. I'm going to chop off his arms and legs. Gouge out both of his eyes. and cut out that damn tongue of his. Then, I'm going to plant him in a vase and watch him slowly die. Hearing this, Fu Hongming was completely speechless. He had no idea what to say. As for Lu Ming, he was currently running his hand over the barrier, sealing the door. He stared at it deep in thought. Xiaoyu came up behind him. Well, you know how to open it? Lu Ming shrugged, as if the answer was obvious. For me, something like this is a piece of cake. You probably won't believe me, but this door's seal might look like a total puzzle to you. But to me, it's as simple as 2 plus 2. Really? Xiaoyu asked in surprise. To prove his point, Lu Ming began to work on the door. He raised his hand, tracing patterns across the barrier. Everything in existence follows its own set of rules. Once you understand those rules, you can find a solution. First, I'll channel my energy into the barrier. Then, I'll follow its pathways to map out the entire circuit and understand its composition. This way, what I'm seeing isn't a barrier anymore. It's a set of data. And for an expert like me, decoding this kind of data is child's play. A moment later, he cried out, "Found it! Open!" A bright light flashed and then vanished. When Xiaoyu looked back, he was gone. He frantically looked around. Where's Lu Ming? How did he just disappear? As for our hero, he had been teleported to a strange new place. He stood up and took a look around. What the hell is this place? Lu Ming started walking along the path. So that barrier was actually a teleportation gate. And I just happened to trigger it, which sent me straight into the secret realm. If that's the case, doesn't that mean I'm the only one here right now? A grin spread across his face. His eyes immediately started to sparkle. He was practically drooling at the thought of all the treasure in this place being his alone. I'm going to be rich. So rich. To make this glorious occasion complete, allow me to perform a little victory tune. Oh, the holidays are coming, and my heart is just a thrummin'. Gonna bring the money home for mommy, so she never has to worry. Life's a song, and I'm on top. Yeah. Lu Ming followed the path. He walked back and forth. No matter where he turned, he was met with high walls. He couldn't help but wonder why this secret realm was just a giant maze, turning into a narrow passage. He saw a chest sitting on the ground. Overjoyed, he rushed toward it. A treasure chest. It's a treasure chest. He excitedly threw it open. But his excitement vanished when he found only a single piece of paper inside. What the hell is this? There's nothing in here. Just a piece of paper. Lu Ming unfolded it and began to read. To the lucky one, congratulations on activating the barrier gate and arriving here. This place is an illusory maze. Find the exit to the maze, and you can open the barrier gate and claim the treasure within. There are no supplies in this maze. Find the exit before your life runs out. After reading the note, he exclaimed in shock. What? This isn't a secret realm at all. It's an illusion. Lu Ming rubbed his chin. This is a real pain in the ass. I can't believe it's designed like this. So I have to find the exit to this maze just to open the gate. Huh? Looks like I was being way too naive. This is an infinite maze. Infinite meaning a dreadful thought crossed Lu Ming's mind. Could this be a maze with no boundaries? One that just stretches on forever? In my original world, infinite mazes only existed in computer programs. They weren't real. But in this strange world, they can actually be constructed through illusions. Theoretically speaking, even an infinite maze can be solved. You just need to pick a central point and continuously expand your search area from there, making the search radius grow larger and larger. Eventually, you're bound to find the exit. How long it takes just depends on how far the exit is from your starting point. But if that starting point is extremely far from the exit, maybe even infinitely far, then I'm completely screwed. Lu Ming's eyes widened in horror. Suddenly, he felt a surge of nausea. To his surprise, something black leaped out of his mouth. Lu Ming jumped back, startled. The cat. Holy crap, are you all healed up? You look way better than the last time I saw you. The black cat, holding his core card in its mouth, glanced around. Seeing this, Lu Ming cried out. That's my core card. Before he could finish his sentence, the black cat shot off like an arrow. Lu Ming immediately gave chase. Hey, cat, what do you think you're doing? Are you seriously ditching me the second you see I'm in trouble? Have you already forgotten that special night we shared? I never knew you were. Such a shameless, thick-skinned cat. The black cat ignored him completely, continuing to race forward. Lu Ming ran for his life to keep up. Hey, you can go. Just don't take my core card. That's my lifeline. Back outside. Gao Xiaoshu was staring intently at the gate. She knew the gate's barrier was hiding a trap. out of respect for the creator's status. She hadn't dared to enter recklessly before. But that guy, Lu Ming, had just vanished right in front of it. Did he trigger the trap? The brute force attack that Fatty had mentioned was one option, the most direct way to break the barrier. But it was perfectly clear that these students weren't nearly strong enough. After all, the person who made this barrier was a legendary figure. She reached out, her hand hovering over the gate. So what should I do now? Should I risk entering that trap? The gate suddenly swung open. She and the nearby Xia, you could only stare in utter confusion. Meanwhile, with the other students, Fatty was still on the ground, clutching his head and sobbing. Everyone, listen to me. I was forced to do it, but the others were unconvinced. Who forced you? You're full of it. You just wasted all our energy. Little Fatty hesitated, about to speak. Suddenly, a huge shadow fell over him. Little Fatty tilted his head back. The towering menace was right behind him, staring him down. Suddenly, someone cried out, "Everyone look! The door's open!" Everyone looked towards the door in astonishment. The students immediately formed a line, bracing themselves. Then they bolted inside. Charge! First come, first served. This training wasn't a waste after all. There are surprises, dangers, and riches. They've already rushed in. The pink-haired girl still stood before the door, lost in thought. The door suddenly opened. Could it be Lu Ming? Meanwhile, deep within the maze, Lu Ming was puckering up, trying to kiss the black cat. But it pushed him away in disgust. "Oh, Master Cat. You truly are my good Master Cat. I thought you were going to ditch me and run off. Look at the huge mess this mix-up caused. It turns out the black cat has led us to the exit of this maze." He eagerly asked the black cat, "Master Cat, how did you know the exit was here? Have you been here before?" Even though the black cat was closing its eyes, completely ignoring him, Lu Ming continued to babble on. "Master Cat, let's make a deal. You take action, and we'll hog all the treasures to ourselves. What do you say? When we get back, I'll buy you dried fish. And cat pate. Catnip too. Basically, anything you want, I can get it for you. Or even, I could get you a lady cat to keep you company." The black cat's eyes gleamed. Its tail gave a triumphant flick, right into Lu Ming's face. Meanwhile, on the other side, the group of students entered, looking around in awe. "This is the secret realm? Huh. It's pitch black in here. There's nothing at all." They stepped into a grand hall. Ancient pillars rose on both sides. Everyone voiced their opinions. This isn't a secret realm at all. Exactly. How can a secret realm be this tiny? It's just a small hidden chamber, that's all. There's absolutely nothing here. Damn it, we got excited for nothing. Two male students approached one of the pillars. Suddenly, the circle at the top of the pillar opened up. The other pillars followed suit. Inside each, something resembling an eye appeared, emitting an ethereal blue light. The light grew increasingly dazzling. Everyone flinched, covering their eyes. What the? It's blinding. Suddenly, a pair of claws emerged from a pedestal, holding a card adorned with a diamond moon. The students gathered around it. So it's a card, but it doesn't look like an ordinary one. It's clearly no ordinary card, buried in a hidden chamber like this. There has to be a reason. A student reached out to touch the card. Look at the intricate patterns. I've never seen patterns like these before. This color, this texture. Could this be a legendary card? Legendary or not, I don't know. But it could probably fetch a pretty penny. The students put their arms around each other, making a final decision. Enough talk. Grab it now. Once we're out, we'll sell it. And everyone gets an equal share. Consider it compensation for this mining trial. Exactly. Sell it, then split it evenly. Everyone gets a cut. Suddenly, a hand landed on one of the male students' heads. Fu Honmin immediately slammed the kid's head into the ground. He warned them. Sorry, fellow students. This thing is not for you to touch. The students stared in disbelief. What's going on? It's that worker. He huffed, then stood up to face the kids. I am Fu Honmin, a 3-star energy warrior. I'm taking this card. If you want to live, get the hell away from here. The students started to get nervous. 3-star? We're just 1-star cultivators. Even someone as strong as Xiaoyu is only at the peak of 1 star. But still just 1 star. The power gap between 1 star and 3-star is like a wolf in a flock of sheep. The students looked at each other and back again, as if asking each other what to do with their eyes. But even in a situation like this, there's a power called unity. So what if we're 1 star? A group of 1 stars is a constellation. We'll be the brightest star in the night sky. A male student shouted, his spirit blazing. Now that's the kind of hot-blooded heroic spirit I'm talking about. Fu Hongmin stared at him like he was a complete moron. He was the only one charging into battle. All the other students had already joined the retreat. They all backed away. The boy yelled in frustration. Why are you all so gutless? There are so many of us. They shot back. Are you an idiot? He's 2 whole stars above us. There's no way we can fight him. It's a no-brainer. I still remember that disaster at the academy when a 2-star cultivator disciplined us. And this guy's a 3-star. He pointed at Fu Hongmin. And how do we know if he's telling the truth? Why would a 3-star warrior be working here as a minor, ignoring the noisy students? He turned to grab the card. Suddenly, a voice cut in. They were never mine workers. They came here for that card. The students turned to the entrance. It was Ms. In along with Xiaoyu, Qing'er, and Little Fatty. They quickly ran over and surrounded her. That's right. Mizzen is a genuine, real-deal 3-star wind elementalist. Mizzen, that guy is trying to take the rare card for himself. And he hurt one of our classmates. Mizzen stepped forward. All of you, stand back for now. Let me handle this. Fu Hongmin sighed, rubbing his head. Damn, I was careless. I can't believe there's another 3-star elementalist here. Mizzen stared him down. Outside, I found many workers who looked like they died in a mining accident. But based on their wounds, most of them had injuries from a fight. I'm sure that has something to do with you, doesn't it? Perhaps. But a matter like that should be handled by professional investigators. It's not my problem. But you threatened and injured my students. That is something I absolutely cannot forgive. Her eyes began to glow. Strange markings appeared on her face. Fu Hongmin scoffed. He began cracking his knuckles. I was trying to give you an out. I just wanted to take the card and leave. He stomped his foot, planting himself firmly. But if you're going to be this stubborn, I guess I'll just have to kill you all. He instantly shot forward. In a flash, he was right in front of Mizzen. He threw a vicious kick straight at her. She swiftly dodged backward. He landed on the ground. His eyes, now a solid red, were locked on her. Now that's more like it. Mizzen brought her hands up. She began to focus the air currents swirling around her body. Her eyes went ice cold. Then, she spread her arms wide. Her body rose, hovering in midair, activating wind blade eruption. A powerful gust of wind slammed into Fu Hongmin, twisting his face. It was followed by a massive impact. A cloud of dust and smoke filled the air. The students gaped in astonishment. Whoa, that was incredible. Is that really the sweet Mizzen we know? She's a straight-up demoness. What demoness? She's obviously a goddess come to earth. Mizzen panted, exhausted. Suddenly, she looked ahead, startled. Through the thick smoke, a red figure appeared. Fu Hongmin strode confidently out of the smoke. A wide, wicked grin spread across his face. The aura and the power were pretty decent. Too bad, not all 3-stars are created equal. I'm a 3-star forged on the battlefield, through real combat. I've crawled and clawed my way through hell. That's a world away from a pampered, sheltered 3-star weakling like you. An energy armor enveloped his body. Mizzen's eyes widened in horror. How was that possible? This guy, he actually has energy armor. Normally, an energy warrior can only focus their power into a single spot to create a defensive shield. But energy armor is the next level up from an energy shield. It's an upgrade you can only get after completely mastering a basic ability. Energy armor covers the entire body, providing total defense. Without a high-intensity, single-point attack, it's nearly impossible to damage it. Sweat streamed down her face. My technique is just an attack. A wide area one at that. He's the perfect counter for me. Although there are students like Xiaoyu who have single-point attacks, he's still just a 1-star practitioner. His power definitely isn't enough. What do I do? How am I supposed to protect them? Fu Hongmin lunged forward. His hands clamped around her head, lifting her off the ground. Mizzen struggled in vain. Drops of blood began to fall. He let out a triumphant laugh. On the battlefield, life and death are decided in an instant. Things change in the blink of an eye. And you chose a moment like this to lose focus? I'm going to tear her apart. I'm going to tear her apart. The students' eyes widened in terror, but they were powerless to do anything. Suddenly, someone shouted, "Let go of Mizzen." Fu Hongmin turned to look at him. Shang Liang spoke, his voice filled with rage. When I first enrolled, everyone made fun of my appearance. I was sad, insecure, and all alone. Only Mizzen patted my head and kindly told me, Shang Liang, don't worry about what other people think. As long as you're strong enough, no one will dare to laugh at you again. Instead, they'll admire you. They'll want to be close to you. It was the kind Mizzen who encouraged me, who gave me the strength to never stop training, and to become one of the top students in our year. And you dare treat my Mizzen like this right in front of me. As he spoke, he tore the wig from his head and threw it to the ground. Fu Hongming looked at him with contempt. Hey, are you out of your mind, you little one-star brat? Shang Liang spread his arms. 2 streams of tears ran down his face. He screamed, You are so dead. The other students started to panic. Oh no, Shang Liang is about to lose control. Everyone quick, you know what to do. All the students immediately shut their eyes. The chubby kid asked Xiaoyu, what's going on? He replied, don't ask. Just close your eyes now. Meanwhile, he pulled out a pair of stylish sunglasses and put them on. The chubby kid was bewildered. Then he also covered his eyes tightly with his hands. Shang Liang raised his hands in front of him. Both his eyes and his mouth began to glow. He let out an unending scream. Focus all attacks on Fu Hongming. Xiaoyu shields his eyes with his hand. When Shang Liang gets furious, he loses all control and enters a mindless state. From there, he unleashes a terrifying attack that even he can't control. It's an inherited talent tied to his family's special light element gene. Incredibly powerful. It once put our homeroom teacher in hospital. Against that guy, it should be especially effective. Shang Liang lets out a raw scream. A total psychic assault. The light radiating from his body grows blindingly bright. A moment later, the light fades and then vanishes completely. Shang Liang's eyes are completely white. He gasps for a few breaths before collapsing, unconscious. The other students whisper to each other. Is it over? I think so, right? You open your eyes and check. No way, you do it. Xiaoyu lowers his glasses. He peeks with one eye. Shang Liang's move is ridiculously powerful, but it has a fatal flaw. All you have to do is close your eyes, and you won't take any damage. This is also why I'm ranked first in our grade. And Shang Liang is only second. Xiaoyu watches Fu Hongming. Fu Hongming. There's no way he could know about that weakness. He definitely wouldn't know. So, as long as he didn't close his eyes the moment Shang Liang unleashed his ultimate attack, he must have taken the full force of it. Fu Hongming clutches his face. He looks like he's in agony. Then he opens his eyes. 2 streams of blood pour from them. Xiaoyu is stunned. How did it not work? He spits out a mouthful of blood. He can't stop cursing. What the hell was that? That light, it actually pierced through my armor and hit me directly. Good thing I used most of my energy to protect my insides at the last second. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure my brain and all my internal organs would have been fried. Xiaoyu immediately draws an arrow. He takes aim at Fu Hongming. He's badly injured. His energy armor's defenses must be way down. This is the perfect chance to strike. He releases the string. The arrow flies straight towards target. His mind flashes back to his childhood. A young Xiaoyu asks his grandfather a question. Grandpa, you said that in a fight, the most important thing isn't your opponent, but yourself. What does that mean? The 2 of them stand by the shore of a lake. His grandfather explains gently. It's like this lake, a perfect mirror reflecting everything. When you face a strong opponent, victory and defeat, life and death are decided in an instant. So, you not only need excellent skill, you also need a calm heart. A calm heart not only allows you to wait patiently, but also lets you, in the one moment an opportunity appears, unleash all your strength in that single second. One strike to defeat your enemy. Do you understand now? Young Xiaoyu thinks for a moment. Nope. His grandfather laughs. Don't worry. You will someday. To Xiaoyu, the bow and arrow were the most precious gifts his grandfather left him. Although there was only one arrow, it had 2 very special properties. One was that it was incredibly expensive, and the other was the arrow strikes Fu Hongming in the shoulder. He looks at it and smirks. Well, I have to admit, you're full of surprises. You kid just keep him coming, but too bad. I've taken plenty of hits like this. Barely even feel it. Suddenly, from the point of impact, a layer of ice begins to spread, slowly encasing his entire right arm. Everyone stares, mouths agape. They're completely speechless. Xiaoyu snaps his fingers. The ice shatters, taking the arm with it. It shattered instantly. He stared, his eyes wide with shock. The other students' eyes widened in disbelief. Havu calmly stared straight ahead. A few of the male students spoke up, stunned. His arm, it shattered. Havu actually did that. Into a 3-star warrior. Fu Hongming clutched the shoulder where his arm used to be, seething with rage. Arg, you worthless scum. Little fatty, urge Havu on. Hurry, hurry. Hit him again. He immediately refused. Sorry. I can only fire 1 shot a day. Fu Hongming went berserk and charged at them. I'm a 3-star warrior, a survivor of the 10 deaths battlefield. How could I possibly lose to a bunch of amateurs like you? I'll tear you to shreds. The students panicked. You gotta be kidding me. But his arm is gone. What are we supposed to do now? Somebody stop him. Quick. Run. In the nick of time, a savior ran forward, holding up a card. Everyone, get out of the way. Let me handle this. Raging herd. They turned towards the entrance. It was Lu Ming. He held the card up high. The students' eyes went wide. Whoa, get back. 7 wild bulls charged one after another, slamming straight into Fu Hongming. He let out a defiant roar. After a moment, only the moon card was left lying on the ground. The students stared blankly ahead. Did he get him? The smoke slowly began to clear, revealing his foot, sticking up, motionless. They erupted in cheers. Holy crap. He's down. He's down. Not moving. He's not moving at all. The students rushed over to Lu Ming. Senior Lu, as expected of our senior, you showed up and took care of everything in a flash. They gathered around him. Whoa, 7 bulls. What kind of card was that? Was that the Savage Charge card? Savage Charge? Don't be ridiculous. Have you ever seen a Savage Charge with 7 bulls? Taking this opportunity, Lu Ming fanned out a stack of his cards and started his sales pitch. This is an upgraded version of Savage Charge that I developed myself. It's called the Raging Herd. Any students interested? I've got a great deal for you right now. Buy 2, get 1 free. Buy 3, get 2 free. And for 10 or more cards, you get a 20% discount. The students immediately started buzzing. Does the upgraded version really need 300 energy points to use? I don't have enough energy for that. Me neither. Meanwhile, Havu walked over and picked up the moon card to examine it. He froze and spun around. The pink-haired girl was standing right behind him. Havu shouted, Lu Ming, catch. He immediately threw the card to him, just before her kick could land. Miss Chow swung her leg and kicked Havu square in the side, sending him flying several meters away. Lu Ming snatched the card out of the air. The students all turned to look at her in unison. It's the worker girl in red. Worker girl? What are you talking about? It's obvious they're all in this together. That big lug was probably her lackey. Seeing Havu taken down so easily, they grew fearful. She took down Havu with a single kick. Don't tell me she's even stronger than that big guy. The girl, Miss Chow, was furious. She slowly advanced on them. The students tried to reassure each other. What's there to be afraid of? Our senior is here. He's got a whole bag of those overpowered bull cards. Lu Ming turned and asked the fatty, What's with this card? He quickly answered, This card is the only treasure in this entire secret chamber. They disguised themselves as miners just to get their hands on it. He looked closely at the card. This thing feels different. The pattern on the back is unique, too. He thought for a moment. Then he turned to the students. I'll handle her. You guys go help the injured. Get behind me. They quickly scrambled away. Miss Chow immediately charged forward, but Lu Ming held up a hand to stop her. Hold on. Let's not be hasty. She actually stopped in her tracks. He began to negotiate. You probably know that a card creator's fighting style is pretty straightforward. We just madly throw out powerful attack cards. We overwhelm our opponents with sheer numbers until they're defeated. It's not very efficient, I know. And it costs a fortune. You just saw the power of my bull card. And I've got a whole backpack full of cards just like it. However, I'm a businessman. And for a businessman, peace is always more profitable. It's best to avoid a fight if we can. The woman listened silently as he continued. So, the road ahead is wide. Let's just go our separate ways. How about this? This precious card is yours. I'll take the injured and my classmates and leave. What do you say? She considered it for a moment. Then, finally, she relented. At least you know your place. Lu Ming forced a smile. But inwardly, his face had gone deathly pale. In order to raise my energy to 300 points. It's true, I made a whole backpack of bronze bull cards. But I don't have a single energy recharge card. Without a way to restore my energy, I can't even use a simple savage lunge. I'm probably weaker than the students behind me right now. Lu Ming tossed a card over. All right then, the precious card is yours. No hard feelings. I'll be the bigger person here. Hope we meet again. Miss Chow caught the card. Lu Ming immediately bolted. Let's move, everyone. I'm out of here. Everyone else instantly ran after him. The fatty asked him, Brother Lu, are we really just giving her the precious card like that? Lu Ming snapped back, urging them on. Stop wasting time. Run. Meanwhile, the woman stood her ground. She opened the card she had just caught. It was just an adorable-looking bronze bull card. She clenched her fist and exploded with rage. Back with Lu Ming's group, he sprinted for his life while thinking to himself, as long as I run out of here with the precious card, she'll definitely chase after me. That way, she won't harm Fatty Zhang and the others. The mine's terrain is complex. All I have to do is hide. It'll be nearly impossible for her to find me. Then I just have to wait for the rescue team to arrive. And Fatty Zhang's group will think I gave the precious card to her. They'll have no idea I kept it for myself. Hith. Brilliant. The more Lu Ming thought about it, the more thrilled he became. He couldn't wipe the grin off his face. They kept running like that. But to their shock, the main gate had been sealed shut. The fatty running behind him shouted, Brother Lu, that minor woman is catching up. Her face is radiating killing intent. She's planning to kill us to silence us. Lu Ming's face went white. His soul practically left his body. We're screwed. The clueless students were still optimistic. Senior, hurry, use your bronze bull cards. Yeah, don't be scared, everyone. Our senior has a whole backpack of bronze bull cards. Quick, everyone, get behind our senior. Let our senior unleash the bronze bulls. Everybody, get behind him and cheer him on. Go get him, senior. Lu Ming answered in a somber tone. Sorry, everyone. I can't use the bronze bulls. A wave of frustration washed over him. I don't have any energy cards on me. I can't replenish my energy. Everyone began to panic, desperately looking for a way out. You gotta be kidding me. A card creator with no energy cards? Does anyone have an energy card? Quick, give it to our senior. I don't. We're here for a mining internship. Who would bring one of those? I only had one, and I already used it to open the door. We're so screwed. This senior's gonna get us killed. But then, Lu Ming remembered something and a smile touched his lips. That's right. Brother Cat. He called out frantically. Brother Cat, save me. Host's life is in danger. The black cat in his spiritual world seemed to hear his plea. It turned its head, then got up. It padded slowly toward the original card. It stretched out its body and clamped its jaws firmly around the original card. And then it just stayed there. Lu Ming's face froze. I'm speechless. Lu Ming. A loud shout snapped him back to reality. The young woman named Gao leaped forward to face him. Witnessing her power, Lu Ming's eyes widened in shock. Such overwhelming energy. A dark, murderous aura pulsed from her body. It felt like the energy was erupting from within her. The very air around her warped under the pressure. He couldn't help but wonder. Just what level is she? The enraged Miss Gao pointed a hand at him. She snarled. You got some nerve. How dare you use the same trick to fool me? Over and over. I'm gonna make you watch in silence as your classmates die, one by one, right in front of you. And when they're all gone, it'll be your turn. A red light flashed in her eyes. Her killing intent blazed furiously. Little Fatty turned to him. Brother Lu, you tricked her? Lu Ming immediately denied it. Of course not. Little Fatty urged him to think of something, fast. Think of what? Lu Ming snapped back. There's nothing else I can do. Little Fatty's lips trembled as he pressed them into a thin line. An intense struggle raged within him. Finally, tears streamed down his face. He screamed, screw it. He threw a card to Lu Ming. Brother Lu, catch. Lu Ming caught the card. A level 3 energy charging card. He couldn't help but exclaim in shock. Hey, you damn fatso. Why didn't you take this out sooner? Little Fatty wailed in anguish. Sooner? Do you have any idea what it took to fill this card? It took me a whole year to charge it. You better pay me back when we get out of here, he demanded, wiping away his tears. Lu Ming immediately held the card high. No problem. Recharge. Then he pressed the card to his body. The energy charging card is a very special type of energy card. A 3-star card. You can find them in any shop. But the card itself doesn't contain any energy. It requires a user to continuously channel their own energy into it. However, Since most cultivators expend massive amounts of energy on their daily training, they rarely make a habit of charging these cards. It's usually the lower-level cultivators who consistently charge them. Once a card is full, they take it to the market to sell at a high price. It's like selling your blood, only worse. To put it simply, this is basically a one-time use power bank from another world, also known as one of the 3 sacred treasures of a broke-ass dude. A massive surge of energy was absorbed by Lu Ming, coiling powerfully around the deck of cards. He let out a powerful shout. So much power. This feels like riding an ocean current. No, it's more like the entire ocean is pouring into a river. Wave after wave. It just keeps building. I couldn't stop it even if I wanted to. Miss Gao stared at him, her eyes wide with shock. Lu Ming fanned out 2 thick stacks of rampaging bull cards and threw them forward. He shouted relentlessly, "Bronze bulls! Bronze bulls 49 times." A stampede of wild bulls charged straight ahead. They crashed head-on into Miss Gao, forcing a scream from her as she desperately tried to defend herself. The other bulls fanned out to the sides, smashing wildly into the walls. And the pillars, the stone walls shattered nonstop. The sight sent the students into a panic. We're screwed. The secret chamber is about to collapse. Watch out above. We're going to be buried alive. Lu Ming held a rampaging bull card in his hand. Everyone get back. I'm going to break down the door. Little Fatty corrected him with a grin. Brother Lu, I think you mean the bull cards are going to break down the door. Not you, right? Lu Ming snapped at him. Shut your mouth. You really have time to nitpick my words right now. Little Fatty just beamed. Hith. As long as Brother Lu is here, no matter what trouble we're in, I don't feel any panic. Not a single worry. Lu Ming felt like throwing up listening to him. A moment later, several wild bulls smashed into the door, shattering it completely. The students swarmed outside. The door's open. Quick, let's get out of this chamber. They helped the injured, scrambling out one after another. We're out. Everyone behind, keep up. After running out, Lu Ming glanced back at the entrance to the secret chamber. Falling rocks were quickly piling up until the opening was completely sealed off. He paused, staring at the sealed entrance. The exit is completely blocked. If that girl got crushed to death, she'd be lucky. If she isn't dead, then her fate will be even worse. He closed his eyes and sighed. Buried alive at such a young age. Then he turned and ran. He was secretly ecstatic. Of course, that precious teacher of hers is buried in there too. Awesome. They all ran for their lives. Hurry. Don't stop, everyone. Run for the mining area. The whole mine is collapsing. Back inside the secret chamber, the injured Miss Gao struggled to her feet. Boulders rained down from the ceiling, slamming into her. She collapsed back to the ground. She reached for her bag, just ahead of her, gritting her teeth. Damn it. Once she grabbed the bag, she pulled out an activation device and hit the start button. Teleportation card activated. Initiating countdown. She looked up. The system counted down to 1. A massive boulder fell right where she lay. Outside, the group of students was approaching the mining area. Just a little further, everyone. We're almost at the mine entrance. Look, there's light up ahead. As they moved forward, they found their path blocked by a large group of people. Lu Ming held up a hand, stopping everyone. They looked closer at the group ahead, who were dressed in uniforms and carrying weapons. Then they joyfully ran over. It's the rescue team. The rescue team is finally here. The students asked if the path had been cleared. The rescuers reassured them. It's clear. Everyone, you're safe now. Medics, get the injured onto the stretchers now. In another part of the mountain forest, the teleportation card had sent the young lady into the middle of the woods. She panted, exhausted. Thank God I brought that teleportation card. Otherwise, I would have died in there. She took off her mask. Her face was full of hatred as she gritted her teeth. Lu Ming, you just wait. I'm not finished with you yet. Meanwhile, in the res mine's rest hall, little Fatty sat dazedly on a long bench. Lu Ming came over and put a hand on his shoulder. Surviving a great disaster means good fortune will follow. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So why are you still moping around? He answered, dejected. Brother Lu, don't mess with me right now. What's there to be happy about? He held a pink piece of paper in his hand. Smiling brightly, he said to little Fatty, you're still hung up on that energy card. I know you gave up a chance to cultivate, and a whole year's worth of stored energy. You were planning to sell it and make a killing, right? Little Fatty sighed. Yeah, I was hoping to save up enough to buy a place in a good school district. Lu Ming was taken aback. You have a kid already? Little fatty looked up at him. Of course not. I'm just planning for the future, you know? Lu Ming's face went pale. Damn, I can't believe the financial pressure on guys in this world is this intense too. With that thought, he handed the pink paper to little fatty. Here, this is to make it up to you. Little fatty eyed the paper suspiciously. You're gonna make it up to me with a piece of paper? When he opened it, his eyes went wide with shock. This is... On the paper was a string of numbers. And below it, the name Exiner with a little hand-drawn smiley face. After the mine collapse, the internship was officially over. The next day, the students took a bus away from the mining mountain. To soothe the students' traumatized souls, the school compensated them with a huge amount of points. Lu Ming did the math. He could skip class for a very long time now. As for Lu Ming, Fatty Zhang, Xiaoyu, and Shang Liang, the four of them, for their heroic performance inside the mine, were given special rewards by the school. Back in his room, Lu Ming looked at the reward from the school and yelled, "Just a certificate of commendation personally signed by the principal. What is this crap? How can the school be this damn cheap? They can shove it." After his rant, he tossed the certificate straight into the trash can. Then he flopped onto his bed. He tried to get some sleep, but as he lay there, his mind wouldn't stop racing. Back when I worked on projects in my old life, from requirement analysis to framework design, every module, even every single function, required a mountain of reports. All for that clueless boss to glance at. But all that work actually trained my analytical skills and my ability to synthesize information. Every one of those powerful cards combined perfect patterns with an extremely high degree of difficulty. By crafting over 100 of them, I've made my foundational pattern drawing skills incredibly solid. And the combat experience I gained this time was priceless. Next, I need to create even more new types of cards. I have to constantly increase my energy, my recovery speed, and the rate I can channel it. I have to get stronger. Stronger. The next day, a ringing phone woke Lu Ming from a deep sleep. He picked it up. "Hello? Who is this? Who's calling this early in the morning?" A voice answered on the other end. "Early, huh? Lu, it's almost afternoon." Turns out it was little fatty. He asked what Lu Ming planned to do with that award certificate. Lu Ming was baffled. "What award certificate?" The voice on the other end replied. "You know, the ones the school gave us." With his eyes still half closed, Lu Ming asked little fatty, "What do you mean? What am I going to do with it?" Little fatty was stunned. "Are you serious? You don't even know? That thing is a huge boon. With that, you could trade it in for a one-on-one training session with any teacher. You could even get the principal to train you." Lu Ming's eyes flew open. "A one-on-one training session? With any teacher in the school?" Little fatty continued. "You can also sell it. It's worth a fortune." He scrambled over to the trash can. "Crap, I almost threw it out. Unbelievable." He reached in and pulled out a crumpled piece of paper. "Looks like there are still some gaps in the memories I inherited from the old Lu Ming. I'll have to go over everything again more carefully later." Tossing something this important would have been a huge mistake. He put the phone back to his ear. "Hey, you didn't just call to ask me about the award certificate, did you?" Little fatty immediately replied. "Of course not. I've got some good news. And some bad news. Which one do you want to hear first?" Lu Ming grumbled. "Stop messing around. The bad news first." Little fatty got straight to the point. According to a reliable source, the school sent a team to the mines last night to search for a missing student. Lu Ming was taken aback. A missing student? But weren't all the students accounted for? Missa did a head count. How could someone be missing? Little fatty shot back. "Geez. Lu, are you being dense on purpose? All the students are fine, but the treasure from that secret chamber is missing, isn't it? The school's real target has to be that card. It's only a matter of time before they find it." Sigh. What a shame. We missed out on 100 million. Hearing the words 100 million, Lu Ming's eyes lit up. His whole body started to tremble. "That card is worth that much." Little fatty answered him. "That's just what I heard from some other students. It's not just some ordinary card. Apparently, it's part of some kind of inheritance. I don't know the details, though." Lu Ming immediately turned and started searching. "Right? The card. I put it in my bag." "Where's my bag?" he asked little fatty while frantically searching. "So what's the good news?" He could practically hear little fatty's grin as he said, "Take a guess," making him want to strangle the guy. "Guess my ass. Just spit it out." Little fatty replied gleefully. Shinger agreed to go on a date with me. We're getting dinner together tonight. The line went dead. Little fatty exclaimed into the phone. Hey, why'd you hang up on me? I was going to ask you for some date ideas. By now, Lu Ming had found a precious card. He stared at it, his eyes sparkling. Drool practically dripped from the corner of his mouth. This little card is worth 100 million. He suddenly remembered. Right. I can probably find some info online. He rushed over to his computer and began to search. He typed in card with moonlight pattern. After a moment, he found it. Just as he thought, there was a ton of information about this card online. It's a moon shadow card, one of 7 in existence. The card in his hand is one of them. A 5-star sword cultivator. Wu Hongfei, a student from the First Academy, has obtained the first moon shadow card and is holding a public selection for a collaborative card creator. Lu Ming murmured, The First Academy. Isn't that where this body sister goes? I wonder what collaborative card creator selection means. First, let's check out the card's description. Card name, Moon Shadow. Type, Legacy card. Part of the 7 Moon Shadow card set. Lu Ming exclaimed in surprise. This is a legacy card? A card set? So it's that kind of item. So what exactly is a legacy card? Simply put, it's a card used to pass on a master's teachings to their disciple. They're usually the greatest assets left behind by powerful seniors for the next generation. The one creating the legacy takes their experience, a lifetime of knowledge, and entrusts a card creator to forge it all into a card. It contains the senior's insights into every single one of their techniques. After inheriting it, the successor can study it at their own pace, mastering those insights until they become a true powerhouse. In a card set, that's a terrifyingly complex creation technique. The difficulty is astronomical. You have to split countless inscription lines into multiple parts, while also ensuring that each separated part can function as a complete whole on its own, so that the energy doesn't destabilize and cause it to collapse. Then you have to seal these separate inscriptions into different cards. And on top of that, you have to add encryption techniques. Anything that requires that much work to create is bound to be incredibly valuable. Absolutely priceless. Lu Ming thought with a frown. No wonder that 3-star warrior and the girl disguised as a miner were willing to kill and rob for this. This thing really is worth 100 million. Maybe even more. But this card is too dangerous and way too much trouble. If anyone else finds out I have this, I could be killed at any moment, anytime at all. What's more, for a card set like this, you have to collect all 7 of them. Forget 7 cards. Just get your hands on one. People would probably kill each other for it. Trying to collect all 7. Wouldn't that kick off some huge war in a martial world, like a battle for the 7 Dragon Balls? The Heaven Sword and Dragon Saber? The 9 In Manual? The Bishia Sword Manual? Sigh. Right now, I'm nowhere near strong enough to fight over something like this. Besides, according to the info I found online, this is the legacy of an incredibly powerful sword cultivator. A sword cultivator's legacy is completely useless to me. It has nothing to do with being a card creator. He paced back and forth, deep in thought. How should I handle this? Sell it? No, that's not an option. The moment this Moon Shadow card is revealed, I'd be a dead man. Lu Ming frowned, staring intently at the card. What should I do? An idea suddenly flashed through his mind. He lit up. Sword cultivator. That's right. I can't use it, but I can give it to someone who can. My sister is at the First Academy, too, and she's also a sword cultivator, according to this body's memories. This sister of his is a real monster. Her talent is astounding. It's like she's been using a cheat code since she was a kid. She's steamrolled everyone in her path, completely undefeated. If I give this card to her, Lu Ming made his decision. All right, that's what I'll do. There's no time to waste. I'll ship it to my sister immediately. After handing the package over to the courier, he let out a long sigh of relief. Finally, I can breathe easy. Too bad about the 100 million, though. But at least it's going where it can be used. Besides, she's family. He was mid-thought when he suddenly sneezed. Lu Ming rubbed his head, wondering, what was that? Am I catching a cold? Or is someone cursing me out? Or thinking of me? The scene changes to a fancy restaurant. Amidst the gentle melody of a violin, a chubby young man asked the girl sitting across from him, Jenner, what did you just say? I didn't quite hear you. The girl answers calmly, I like Senior Lu Ming. Elsewhere, Miss Gao stands on a balcony, gazing at the night sky. Suddenly, a man walks over and drapes a coat over her. It's so late. Aren't you cold? She looks up at the man. Brother, this is Gao Tianlang, the eldest young master of the Gao family, heir of the Gao clan, a 5-star sword cultivator. He asks his sister, what's wrong? Still upset about what happened? She replies sadly, I'm sorry. I couldn't get the card for you. Don't be silly, Gao Tianlang says. You did your best. How could I possibly blame you? Many things are just left to fate. Miss Gao looks at him. That Lu Ming is only a 1-star. It should be easy to find him. All we have to do is... Her brother cuts her off. No, the key isn't Lu Ming, but the person behind him. Miss Gao is confused. The person behind him? Yes. His older sister, Lu Yan. A flicker of recognition crosses her face. Lu Yan? You mean Lu Yan, the one they call the sword cultivator prodigy of the First Academy? The sword fiend? Your classmate? He replies, that's right. Miss Gao furrows her brow. So Lu Ming is her little brother. Gao Tianlang replies, his voice low. An unknown 1-star student defeating a battle-hardened 3-star warrior, and even forcing you to use your escape card. This is not a simple matter. It can't be just a coincidence. If I'm not mistaken, that Moon Shadow card is probably in Lu Yan's hands by now. Miss Gao is lost in thought. Her brother has already turned and walked back inside. Don't worry about it anymore. This is no longer something you need to worry about. Get some rest. She calls out to him. Are you going to give up on the Moon Shadow inheritance? He leaves her with only his back, saying as he walks away, for a sword cultivator, the inheritance of Senior Moon Shadow is the ultimate dream. 7 Moon Shadow cards, 7 inheritance marks, 7 holders competing for the final right of succession. The competition will undoubtedly be fierce, and it's uncertain who will come out on top. But one of those 7 Moon Shadow cards will be mine. Even if I have to take it by force, I'll stop at nothing. The First Academy boasts a legacy stretching back hundreds of years. It gathers the most powerful instructors in the world. Its resources are all-encompassing, and its students are all elite talents, handpicked from across the globe. Right now, the Academy is holding a special selection event. This event was initiated by the first student at the Academy to obtain a Moon Shadow card, a 5-star sword cultivator student named Wu Hongfei. The purpose is to select a card creator to be his assistant, to help complete the Moon Shadow inheritance. Because the Moon Shadow inheritance uses cards as its medium and involves various related restrictions and seals, having a powerful card creator to work with is crucial. Therefore, Wu Hongfei organized this public selection event. He also set forth 3 requirements. First, they must be well known. Second, they must have a portfolio of work. And third, they must be recommended by a member of the First Academy. Even after meeting these 3 conditions, a public vote will be held to select the most popular candidate. The conditions, to say the least, are incredibly strict. In a hallway, male students are so busy staring in one direction, they aren't watching where they're going. They keep bumping into one another, muttering apologies before their eyes drift back. Their gazes are all fixed on a girl with a radiant aura. They can't stop talking. Is that Senior Lu Yan? I think so. This is my first time seeing her in person. She's so beautiful. Inside a room, Wu Hongfei slams his fist on the table, roaring. Damn it. Damn it all. I'm 18 years old. A 5-star sword cultivator from the number 1 academy. He furiously declares. This vote is canceled. Choosing some useless waste to be my partner. Are you trying to get me killed? I absolutely refuse. The man sitting to his right is the head of the Cardmaster Association. He speaks up. While the result is a bit unexpected, canceling it outright seems. The man on his left, the head of the number 1 academy, groans while clutching his head. Ugh, what a headache. Suddenly, Lu Yan throws the door open and storms in. Both men turn their gaze toward her. The academy head's headache only worsens. Wu Hongfei shouts, Lu Yan, what are you doing here? This has nothing to do with you. She replies coldly, nothing to do with me? You really think this doesn't concern me? You held a public selection event. You chose my little brother based on the rules you set. And now you're going to turn around and cancel it? Will you take me for a decoration? Wu Hongfei's eyes turn red with rage as he grinds his teeth. You have the nerve to say that. This is all your fault. If you hadn't been running around everywhere promoting him with your sword, how would anyone have ever known your brother made that stupid watermelon ninja card? He's a 1-star card master, a complete beginner. His skills are barely at the basic training level. And I'm supposed to take the creator of Watermelon Ninja with me? To do what? Slice fruit. Do you have any idea what I've sacrificed for this Moonshadow legacy? Do you? And you pull a stunt like this on me? As Wu Hongfei continues to scream, Luyan calmly walks across the tabletop, approaching him. Luyan looks down on him from above. A stunt? You organized the event. You set the rules. And you signed a contract with the Car Master Association. Are you planning to break it? Wu Hongfei clenches his jaw. Then he yells, I am breaking the contract. I'll just pay the penalty fee. So what? Luyan glares at him. You dare. Her power begins to radiate outward. Wu Hongfei glares back, grinding his teeth. As Luyan's power flows through the room, a chilling cold fills the air. The glass of water on the table freezes solid. A thin layer of frost instantly coats the leaves of a nearby plant. The Academy head shivers and lets out a sneeze. The head of the Card Master Association stares, his mouth agape in shock. Is this really her true strength? Just by letting her power surge, she can instantly change the surrounding environment. The temperature must have dropped by dozens of degrees. To have this level of cultivation at such a young age. Luyan stares down at the man below, her expression grim. Wu Hongfei glares up at her, seething. He speaks. Luyan, you of all people know what your brother is. You know him better than anyone. So why are you letting him get in my way? Luyan's eyes narrow. My brother? Of course I know him. For him to grow up, he needs to see the world. And witnessing the inheritance of a sealed card is a chance for him to learn a great deal. Wu Hongfei is indignant. Just for that reason. Are you kidding me? She glances down at him and says, Enough talk. Honor your agreement. Otherwise, I'll make you pay the price. The Academy head speaks up, trying to mediate. Now, Luyan, please calm down. This legacy is meant for a sword cultivator, after all. For student Wu, this is an incredibly... Wu Hongfei cuts him off. There's no need to say any more. I get it now. This isn't something that can be solved with words. He vaulted onto the table to face her. Let's get this straight. There's no way in hell I'm letting your good-for-nothing brother be my support. As for that, I'd love to see just what kind of price you're going to make me pay. Luyan let out an unreadable huff. Seeing this, the Academy official panicked. A fight is about to break out. I need to call school security right now and get this under control. The representative from the association shifted awkwardly. Should I make myself scarce? The other man replied. Do you even have to ask? Let's just get out of here fast. Wu Hongfei's face darkened. He suddenly pulled something out and held it in front of Luyan. How's this for price? This is a certificate of commendation. The entire academy only gives out one per year. You can use it to redeem a month of exclusive lessons from any master in the academy, even one who's already retired. It took a ton of work for me to get this. I could never bring myself to use it. Give this to your brother. That should be enough to make up for things, right? Luyan glanced at the certificate. Oh, she said coldly. The two officials who had nearly made it to the door whipped their heads around at the sound of her voice. The two sword cultivators were now crouched on the tabletop. Luyan eyed the certificate with satisfaction. Now, this is some good stuff. Where did you get it? Looking aggrieved, Wu Hongfei traced circles on the table. It cost a lot of money, and I had to pull all sorts of strings with a senior to trade for it. Luyan stood up. All right, this will do for now. I'll reluctantly accept this. Wu Hongfei looked at her, his eyes welling up with indignation. Reluctantly? Are you serious? You make it sound like you're the one getting a raw deal. She turned to leave, tossing a see ya over her shoulder. Wu Hongfei gritted his teeth, glaring at her back. Psycho Luyan, don't think this is over. Just wait until I get the inheritance. I swear I'll make you regret this. She hopped down from the table. Then she suddenly stopped. Oh, right. Before I go, there's one more thing. Wu Hongfei seethed. Are you done yet? Don't even think about trying to intimidate me again. Luyan replied coolly. Relax. This doesn't really concern you. This morning, I suddenly received a delivery. Inside was a little surprise. She pulled an item from her robes. It was a moonshadow token. The three men in the room froze solid. What? How is that possible? Luyan continued in a cold voice. Which means, as of right now, I am also one of the key contenders for the moonshadow inheritance. I, Luyan, once again solemnly declare, I choose my little brother, Lu Ming, to be my support. That day, a scream from inside the office echoed throughout the entire academy. Meanwhile, at another school, the Boer Vocational Academy in Qingming City. It was the non-prestigious academy that Lu Ming attended. Though the school was old, It had long since fallen into decline. By now, it was practically unknown. A group of students was huddled together, listening to a boy tell a story. Then, you just heard Senior Lu Ming let out a massive roar. "Hey, your Grandpa Lu is here. Don't even think of acting up, you fiends." Lu Ming's hands moved in a blur. Like the thousand-hand guanyin, tens of thousands of attack cards flew out. After that, all you could hear was one agonizing scream after another. The mountains crumbled and the earth split open. The seas ran dry and the stones wore away. The winds howled and the clouds scattered. He single-handedly brought down the entire mine shaft, burying dozens of enemies alive. The other students listened, their eyes wide with amazement. "Whoa, unbelievable, isn't it?" In the principal's office, Lu Ming, from the Watermelon Ninja to this unnamed bull card. If once was a coincidence, then twice is enough to prove his talent. The principal muttered to himself as he reviewed Lu Ming's file. But then again, it's not all that surprising. After all, he is the younger brother of the famous Lu Rin, with a sister as exceptionally talented as her. Of course, the brother wouldn't be far behind. Teacher, and standing behind him, added, "The incident at the mountain mine also proved the potential of these students. This morning, Xia Yu and the others already used their commendations to receive specialized guidance. I believe that after this training, they will all reach the next level." "Excellent," the principal praised. Then he asked, "And what about Lu Ming?" Teacher replied, "Lu Ming has always lived off campus. He hasn't come in these past few days, and he hasn't redeemed his commendation yet. However, you're the strongest card creator in the academy. Even in all of Qingming City, you're one of the very best. I'm sure Lu Ming will use his commendation to get specialized guidance from you." So, before she could finish, the principal placed a hand on her shoulder. "Teacher, I understand what you're getting at. Don't you worry. Today, I will personally pour all my effort into guiding him. His homework, his training, his cultivation path, even his daily schedule, his future, his goals. I will meticulously arrange everything for him." Teacher said gratefully, "That would be wonderful." Principal Jiang Feng let out a joyous laugh. "A talent like him is rare. It is my responsibility." Suddenly, someone burst in. "Principal, Lu Ming's commendation. It's turned up." The principal responded, "Easy there. Why hasn't it been brought to me yet? Did he choose a different specialized instructor?" The person quickly explained that Lu Ming didn't choose anyone. The principal was stunned. "Didn't choose anyone? What do you mean?" The person, panting, shouted, He sold the commendation." Teacher turned to the principal in shock. "Principal, this?" To her surprise, he burst out laughing. "Haha, it seems our student Lu Ming is quite the wild horse." Back with Lu Ming. He stretched, feeling refreshed. 2 days of rest. "All my fatigue is gone." He paced back and forth, thinking to himself. "My sister called yesterday. She said she's preparing a gift for me," acting all mysterious about it. But, since she already dealt with the Moonshadow card, I don't have to worry about it anymore. Because of the lightning original body, I've already started down a completely different path. I also have a cultivation method that's better suited for me. A specialized instructor, or whatever. I don't need one at all. Besides, the teachers at this school are limited in their abilities. Even with their guidance, I doubt I'd learn much of anything. So it's better for me to just figure things out on my own. He looked at the card in his hand. Good thing the principal's commendation sold for a nice sum. Now I can use this money to continue my cultivation and take another step forward. Leaning on the desk, Lu Ming continued his calculations. Continuing to create bronze bull cards will let me level up steadily. But it seems like it'll take forever to get where I want to be. 7 Savage Impact cards fuse into 1 bronze bull card. So what happens when you fuse 7 bronze bull cards? He stared at the cards. I wonder, will it be 49 bulls? The 5 great auspicious bulls? Or a sky-piercing demonic aura? Or the reincarnation of the demon bull king? He was silent for a moment. Then he gave a little more thought. Holding the stack of cards, he burst out laughing. Hith. I'm getting hyped just thinking about it. Well, no time like the present. Time to get to work. He placed a bronze bull card into the activator. The bronze bull card summons 7 bulls. 1 wrong move, and you'll get trampled to death. Of course, running into the shop would be a huge pain too. So, I can't wait for the bulls to charge before I activate the containment seal. I have to do it the instant the card is activated. Before the bulls even appear. I have to activate the base card immediately. If I do that, I wonder if it'll work. Only one way to find out. Lu Ming pressed the button. Card activation successful. Initiating countdown. 5, 4. Lu Ming held his breath, waiting. Sweat dripped down his face. As the system counted down to 1, he yelled, "Now, seal!" Lu Ming cheered in delight. It worked. The card crackled with electricity. Lu Ming was stunned. This reaction, it's a completely new pattern, a diagonal pattern. Now this is what I call true card creation. He eagerly examined the front of the card. Energy cost, 1,000 points. That's lower than I expected. Must be because I optimized the creation technique. He looked at the card's design, puzzled. What is this design? Did something go wrong? The main thing is, where are the bulls? I guess I'll have to test it to find out. I'll decipher the pattern, make a few more copies, and then find a safe place to test them. A short while later, at the reception hall of the testing area, Card Creator Association, Lu Ming walked up to the reception desk. "Hello, how can I help you? I'd like to get a card tested." The receptionist asked him. "Of course. May I have your star rank, please?" "I'm a 1-star card creator." The receptionist replied with a smile. "Okay, that'll be 100, please." "The 1-star testing area is down path A." Lu Ming spoke up. "Actually, I'd like to use the 2-star testing area. This card is something else. A real masterpiece. The original Bronze Bull card is already plenty powerful. The 1-star testing area won't be able to handle this new one." The receptionist's eyes widened in surprise. 2-star? Suddenly, a man approached them. "You want to test above your rank? We'll have to see if you're qualified for that." The man with the goatee looked down on him arrogantly. He introduced himself. "I'm the manager of the testing department, and it's my right and my responsibility to assess any 1-star newcomer who thinks they can test above their rank." Then he held out his hand. "HM?" Lu Ming tilted his head. He looked at the man with a raised eyebrow. "HM?" An awkward silence fell over them. The manager suddenly stepped forward and clapped him on the shoulder. "Young man, you need to learn to walk before you can run. You should just stick to the 1-star area." With that, he turned to leave. Lu Ming stared after him, speechless. What the hell? A guy his age is really trying to pull this childish stunt on me? Then, he put on a smile and called out to the man. "Senior, you have a point. But I'm afraid the card I need to test this time, its power is..." The manager spun around and glared at him. "You didn't pass my assessment. Understand?" Lu Ming stared at him in silence. And with a wave, he was gone. "I'll just go test in the 1-star area." Meanwhile, the manager casually held his hand out to the receptionist. "For a manicure," he said sarcastically while filing his nails. Young people these days don't have much real talent, but their egos are through the roof. And even if they do have a tiny bit of skill, they'll just end up being a bad influence on the next generation. Lu Ming stepped through the security gate. He looked inside and saw some rich kid performing a fireball technique. He jumped back, surprised. Now that's impressive. But all that came out was a pathetic little spark, and a lot of dramatic shouting. Lu Ming was speechless. "So, this is all this place is?" What a joke. A bald man behind him suddenly spoke. "Hey, you're blocking the way." He quickly stepped aside to let the man pass. "Sorry, I was just a little blown away. I heard this place was supposed to be pretty empty." The man replied, "You new here?" All the common folk bribed the manager to get into the 2-star, or even 3-star areas. Lu Ming finally understood. No wonder. So that old geezer holding out his hand, he was asking me for a bribe. Well, I'm already here. Might as well pick a spot near the center. He walked over to the man and asked with a smile, "Sir, excuse me, would you mind moving over to the side for your test? I'm not exactly sure how powerful this card of mine is." The man shot back angrily. "You got a problem, kid? This whole place isn't big enough for you? I know your type. You think you're hot stuff. You probably take up 2 stalls when you use the restroom, don't you? I'm not moving an inch." Lu Ming could only force a smile. All right, I'll move." He then turned and found another spot. "Man, what's with all the weirdos today? The test is what's important. I just hope this place isn't busted." He held the card high. "Power up. Here we go." A wave of energy erupted from his body, blowing back the few lonely strands of hair on the bald man's head. But after his shout, nothing happened. The man stared with utter contempt. "That's it?" Lu Ming stared at the card in confusion. "Why isn't it working? Is this thing really just a piece of junk?" Suddenly, a voice boomed. "Boss!" From high above, a shadow fell over him. A colossal bull demon king had appeared behind him. The bull-headed minions looked up to their captain in green armor. They exchanged knowing glances. They took their captain's silence as a green light. Well then, they let out a thunderous roar. Raising massive warhammers, they prepared to demolish the entire testing area. The people around them screamed in terror. Oh my god, what are those things? Lu Ming had no idea how to handle the situation. He watched as the three bull-headed demons began their rampage. The nearby guards started shouting. Where did these monsters come from? They slammed their hammers into the floor with ferocious force. The deafening boom, boom, boom echoed through the room. The stone floor cracked and splintered under the relentless assault. The entire testing chamber began to shake violently. Everyone scattered, screaming in panic. Oh, the ceiling's gonna collapse. Holy crap, help! Directly below, the manager was calmly sipping his tea. His own room was rocked by the tremors. He looked up confused. What in the world? An earthquake? Lu Ming stared through the swirling dust at the destruction. He felt a surge of fear. I've gone way too far. But why does this all seem so familiar? He lifted the card in his hand. Lu Ming instantly cursed. CM. So the image on the card was a preview of the destruction. Those who had been taking cover nearby emerged from the rubble, immediately buzzing with confusion. What happened? Did anyone see where those bull-headed monsters came from? Yeah, that was terrifying. I was almost trampled to death. The manager arrived, flanked by two guards. He bellowed. What happened here? Who did this? He strode quickly toward the group of young people, his mouth firing off questions. What in the world happened here? Why is the assessment area a complete wreck? Lu Ming's mind raced, searching for a way out. He took the initiative and shouted, "This is outrageous. The association doesn't even see us one-star rookies as people." His words immediately found support among the others. Yeah, that's right. He's right. This is unbelievable. Seeing everyone's attention shift, Lu Ming let out a silent sigh of relief. Good, it looks like no one saw me. It feels like a crazy dream. But waking up from it, the rush is still so real. A young man about his age stepped forward to explain what happened to the manager. A horde of bull-headed monsters suddenly stormed in and smashed everything. They destroyed the whole place. It was horrifying. We were nearly killed. The manager replied, "We have security cameras. Whoever did this had better confess now. If you do, we'll consider going easy on you. None of you want to make this a bigger incident, do you?" The crowd erupted in anger. What? How can you say that? We're clearly the victims here. You didn't even ask if any of us were hurt. Someone else cursed loudly. Yeah, they're just bullying us because we're only one star. The old man with the glasses from before suddenly raised his hand. I know who did it. Waiting for the crowd to quiet down, he pointed a finger straight at Lu Ming and accused him. Manager, it was him. The monsters that smashed this place were summoned by him. He's the one who destroyed everything. I saw the whole thing. Lu Ming gritted his teeth. Damn it, this is bad. So someone did see me after all. Everyone backed away, putting distance between themselves and the manager. He looked at Lu Ming. Well, do you have anything to say for yourself? Watching the so-called brothers-in-arms abandon him, Lu Ming could only sigh at the sight of this useless mob. So much for de-escalating the situation. Fine. Lu Ming decided to fan the flames. He allowed a small laugh. Something to say? He then began to turn the crowd to his side. As a matter of fact, I do have a few things to say. I originally came here to have one card assessed. Just one. And what was the result? Your equipment is ancient. It couldn't even take a single hit. When was the last time you people even ran maintenance on this junk? The man with the glasses, feeling he was being unfairly blamed, shot back indignantly. That may be, but the power you just displayed was clearly way beyond the one-star level. Lu Ming seized the opportunity, pointing directly at the manager. Why don't you ask him about that? When I first arrived, I requested to be taken to the 2-star assessment area, but you all refused. Besides, you have cameras all over this place. Go ahead and check the footage. See if I'm lying. The man began to sweat nervously. He tried to explain, but Lu Ming cut him off. You what? Look, I don't care if you personally look down on me. But everyone's safety? Is that something you don't care about either? Now that's just going too far, don't you think? It finally dawned on the man with the glasses. He now sided with Lu Ming. Humph. In that case, you're the one in the wrong here. The manager tried to make another excuse. Lu Ming blocked his path again. Yeah, And what about it? Are you saying we 1-star card creators aren't worthy of coming to the 2-star testing area? Or the 3-star area? So the lives of 1-star card creators like us just don't matter? At his words, the crowd that had been trying to avoid responsibility suddenly changed its tune. They sided with Lu Ming and began to shout. They looked down on us. This is outrageous. Yeah, that's right. We 1-stars have dreams, too. The manager saw the situation escalating and knew he had to act fast. This kid, Lu Ming, is interesting, but he's gone too far underestimating people. Still, as a department manager, he had his own dignity to uphold. He immediately bowed his head and apologized to Lu Ming. This incident was indeed a result of our negligence and our arrogance. To make it up to all of you, everyone can go to the reception desk to receive 10 free energy cards. The crowd of 1-stars erupted in cheers, thrilled by the unexpected windfall. Yeah, awesome. Now that's more like it. Huh. The manager then spoke to Lu Ming privately. You will also receive free access to the 2-star testing area for this visit, and a trial for the 3-star area. Watching Lu Ming give a casual wave and walk away, the manager gritted his teeth in anger. I'm not done with you, you little brat. With that matter settled, it was time for Lu Ming to leave. The staff at the testing center bowed as he departed. Please come again. On the way back, Lu Ming wondered how he had become strong enough to blow the roof right off the building. He took another close look at the card. He mused to himself, and with the pattern on its face, it should have summoned 3 bull-headed figures. He decided to enter the cosmic dimension to find someone who could help. Senior Cat, sorry to bother you during your nap. So, I wanted to ask if the changes to the card's inscription are related to that lightning crack. He waited for a while, but Senior Cat didn't respond. He even saw the cat shift to a new sleeping position. Lu Ming immediately understood his meaning. He bowed respectfully. I wish you a speedy recovery. I'll take my leave now. But it was obvious Senior Cat wasn't sound asleep. As Lu Ming left, a faint smile appeared on the cat's face, though its eyes remained closed. Back at home, Lu Ming placed the card into his collection frame. He leaned his head back, lost in thought. From now on, I'll just have to treat this as a basic cultivation card to build up my foundation. He reminded himself, I absolutely cannot use it recklessly again. I need to remember the lesson I learned this time. Just as he was about to start recording the data, he was startled by a loud banging at the door. A powerful male voice called out, Lu Ming, open up. Open the door now. Don't just hide in there pretending you can't hear me. I know you're in there. Lu Ming picked up his notebook. Without writing a single word, he glanced toward the front door, puzzled. He was causing trouble in broad daylight. To avoid a scene, he had no choice but to go and open the door. He looked at the stranger before him and asked, Who are you? The man in the pink crane shirt cracked his knuckles with a sharp pop and answered, The name's Jiang Yinshan. Lu Ming was stunned. Huh? He wondered, Am I supposed to know you? The man named Jiang Yinshan held up a card. He confronted Lu Ming. This thing yours? Lu Ming took the card and replied, Let me see. At the same time, he was silently plotting. With so many people watching, this guy probably won't try anything crazy. Having made up his mind, he acted. Lu Ming admitted to Jiang Yinshan. Yep. So, you're here to buy a watermelon are you? Come on. Please, valued customer, step inside. I'll go get one for you right away. But to his surprise, Jiang Yinshan immediately unleashed a torrent of curses at him. My ass, I'm the parent of the victim here. My son used to be a student who loved to learn, a real hard worker. He was a shoo-in for the city's top high school. But it's all because he got obsessed with this watermelon ninja crap of yours. Now, he can't even get into a regular school. The commotion outside grew louder. Someone had already started filming with their phone. Hey, see? I told you this stuff was bad news. Exactly. Kids these days need strict discipline. Yeah. All these games, cartoons, and comics, they should all be banned. As Jiang Yinshan advanced aggressively, Lu Ming was forced to back away. He reached the counter and pressed a button for security, all while the man kept screaming at him. It's these worthless cards of yours that ruined my son. Lu Ming tried to de-escalate the situation. Sir, please calm down. Let me get you a cup of tea. As he pressed the button, Lu Ming deftly turned the tables. Let me ask you something. How many of these cards does your son use in a day? Jiang Yinshan shot back. How should I know? 30, maybe 40 a day. Lu Ming returned with a cup of tea. You see, if you ate 30 or 40 meals in one day, You'd probably die from being overstuffed, right? His words made the crowd outside gasp in agreement. Hey, he's got a point. Someone shushed them, telling them to keep it down. Jiang Wenshan, seeing his argument twisted around, flew into a rage. You're still here, running your damn mouth. Lu Ming suddenly realized the man was a cultivator. He quickly grabbed a cultivation card. He heard the man continue to curse. You little punk, I was just going to scare you a little. But I see you're really asking for a beating. You greedy, money-grubbing merchants. All of you should just drop dead. As he reared back to knee Lu Ming, the boy readied himself for the attack. Luckily, BZZT, Jiang Wenshan screamed, Arg. Then, he collapsed to the ground. The security guard had arrived. Lu Ming winced, replaying the electric shock in his head. Damn, that looked like it hurt. After finishing up the paperwork, the guard reported to Lu Ming. My sincerest apologies. Boss Lu, I was a little late. Lu Ming replied. It's fine. Just make sure he pays for the damages to the shop. The guard nodded. Don't worry. He'll pay every last cent. The day's events passed, and night fell. In a private villa, the scratching sound of a pen drawing on a circuit board echoed through the study. Jiang Wenshan's voice broke the silence. I did what you asked, but it was pretty damn humiliating. If you just wanted me to cause a scene, I have my own ways. Did I really have to act like a total moron? This was the principal's home. The old man held up the cultivation card from earlier and replied to Jiang Wenshan. What do you know? That kid, he's not normal. Lu Ming slept soundly through the dreamless night. He opened the door to greet the morning sun, cheering himself on. Let's do this. But standing at his door was an unexpected visitor who seemed to have been waiting for him for some time. Lu Ming stared dumbfounded. White stockings, a schoolgirl skirt, a tight, midriff-bearing top. The pink-haired girl was blowing a bubble with her gum. Luo Jie figured she was just a kid. He cleared his throat. Hey kid, you know when someone's trying to make a grand entrance. Blowing bubble gum is pretty rude, right? He slicked back his hair with a smug grin. So, you're in line because you want an autograph from your favorite uncle, Watermelon Ninja? The girl sucked her bubblegum back in. She shot a glance at Lu Ming. Her brow furrowed as she looked him over. You're Lu Ren's younger brother, aren't you? Lu Ming sat down on the steps. He replied, That's me. The girl opened her backpack, saying, Then I've got the right person. From inside her backpack, she pulled out a letter and handed it to Lu Ming. He took the letter and quickly opened it to read. It was an apology letter. It read, To the esteemed shop owner. Hello. My name is Jiang Wenshan. I'm the one who caused trouble yesterday. Yesterday, after I returned home, I had a lot of time to think. I feel terrible about the damages I caused you. But because of my family's difficult financial situation, I am unable to offer compensation. Therefore, after careful consideration, I have decided to have my daughter work at your shop to pay off the debt. I will also go out and work to earn more money to repay you. If you find my daughter clumsy and useless, you could just leave her on the street. I trust she will find a way to survive. Signed, an apologetic Jiang Wenshan. Lu Ming was stunned. He stood up and headed inside. The girl followed him in. On the table were some snacks from the shop. The more Lu Ming ate, the more he puzzled over it. What the hell? Even comic book plots aren't this ridiculous. Instead of questioning himself, Lu Ming turned to the young girl across from him. So you just came here? The girl replied instantly. My dad brought me. He didn't say anything. Just told me to listen to you. To do whatever you say. It's way too hot in here. You too cheap to turn on the AC. Lu Ming's head started to ache. This direct, huh? Is this really a competitor trying to use a honey trap to kill my ambition? They couldn't win with force, so now they're trying the soft approach? Huh. So crude and clumsy. The girl couldn't stand the silence any longer. She pointed at the soda can and asked, You gonna finish that Coke? Lu Ming was still lost in thought about what happened yesterday. He finally made a decision. All right then, I'll play along. He looked over just in time to see the girl chugging his soda. Lu Ming ignored it and asked, Hey kid, what's your name? He clearly heard the girl across from him breathe out a name. Zhang Yuebai. Lu Ming asked another question. You don't go to school? Yuebai replied. I skipped a few grades. I'm already in middle school. The news surprised him. Damn, that's impressive. Then I guess you've already chosen your class, right? After that, Lu Ming moved in to try and persuade Zhang Yuebai. He asked if she wanted to become a card creator. He just never expected that Zhang Yuebai would unleash a torrent of insults. No way. Stuck at home. Totally useless. No ambition. Every word was a direct hit. He thought glumly, those words, if you put them all together, don't they just describe a fat guy who never leaves the house? His old neighbors used to say the same things about him. Old Lou's kid is already going bald, and he still hasn't found a girlfriend. He's an IT guy, totally hopeless, almost 30 and still a complete loser. Jiang Yuebai, with 2 cans of Coke. She turned to see Lu Ming covering his eyes. Concerned, she asked, "Are you okay?" Lu Ming answered, his voice choked with emotion. "I'm fine. Just getting a little emotional thinking about world peace." Lu Ming handed Jiang Yuebai 2 notebooks. He said, "Didn't your dad tell you to listen to whatever I say? Now then, try drawing these. This is the most basic job at the card shop." Jiang Yuebai took them, but replied, "I don't know how to do this." Lu Ming sighed. "Sigh, but this is the most basic thing there is." He looked at her again. "So, you really can't help me with anything around here?" Jiang Yuebai fell silent. Lu Ming turned away, beginning his ploy. "So, have you thought about what you want to be in the future?" At this question, Jiang Yuebai's eyes lit up. She answered him, full of passion. "I want to be a sword cultivator." "Huh," Lu Ming remarked. "Kids will be kids." While Jiang Yuebai practiced her swings in the air, Lu Ming cut straight to the point. "That's why you have to become a card creator." Hearing Lu Ming's declaration, Jiang Yuebai was confused. She pressed for an explanation. "I don't understand your logic." Lu Ming held up a single finger. "Because card creators can seal anything into a card. Every single sword cultivator skill can be sealed." He then rattled off a list of a card creator's advantages. Not just sword cultivators, chi cultivators, crafters, you name it. There's nothing a card creator can't do. Jiang Yuebai was growing more and more convinced. She thought of her idol. "So, does that mean I can be as strong as Lu Yin someday?" Lu Ming put on the air of a seasoned veteran. He walked over and put an arm around Jiang Yuebai's shoulder and started his motivational speech. "Listen, little bai, you have to understand, there's no such thing as a genius in this world. Back in the day, my sister Lu Yin had to learn every single sword technique one step at a time. I'm her little brother. I know better than anyone how much she sacrificed to get where she is today. So, as long as you're willing to put in the work, to struggle through creating every single sword cultivator skill card, then becoming the next. Wait, no. Surpassing Lu Yin is only a matter of time." Jiang Yuebai was completely sold. She urged him on. "When do we start? I'm going to learn how to seal the sword skills of every single school." Pleased, Lu Ming held up his hand. "Not so fast. First, I'll teach you how to condense your wood physique." He handed Jiang Yuebai another notebook. Lu Ming explained, "These are my personal notes. It's full of techniques and my own insights. You can take your time and study everything in here. If you don't understand anything, just ask me anytime." Leaving Jiang Yuebai to her studies, Lu Ming went to sit outside the shop and wait. He waited until the afternoon, sighing in frustration. "It's this late, and they still haven't shown up? Did they really just dump little bai on me? If they're really not coming back, how am I supposed to sleep tonight?" Just as he was lost in thought, he was startled by Jiang Yuebai's voice. After I'm done condensing the foundation card, what's next?" She asked again, her voice full of urgency. "When can I start sealing sword cultivator skills?" Tears streamed down Lu Ming's face. "So, this is the difference between a regular person and a regular person.